blotting paper. And it's wild because when it's cut up in a bunch of pieces, blotting paper is mad expensive. When it's a toilet seat for free sitting behind you, it's a big piece of blotting paper. It's like $100 worth of blotting paper in the toilets. I once came out the bathroom one time holding it. My friend was like, why the fuck do you have a toilet seat? I was like, because I'm shiny, bitch. And she was talking all this mess until I did it. And then she got real quiet and snuck her ass to the bathroom and grabbed some toilet seats.
Look, put it in a purse.
I'm telling you, it's free 99. You can't steal free shit. That's my theory. If it doesn't have a price, I didn't steal it.
That's why I leave.
Don't ever have me around free samples.
I agree.
Now, what are we going to toast? Because I have not seen y'all together since April.
Really?
No, my birthday.
No, I'm talking about on the show.
Oh, on the show.
It's like, I just saw you doing
No.
My birthday.
Oh, your birthday, the fashion show with no fashions.
The brunchless brunch.
The brunchless brunch. How are you a chef having a brunch with no brunch?
Girl, none of those are actually my parties. I just threw them out there like they were.
That's true, but you did a great job. They were all.
It was all bam, bam, bam.
I was like, look at Jeffery. No, it was a great event, and your birthday brunch with no brunch showed me. Lulu, you saw we had to run out to get wings and pizza.
Oh,
it showed me how deeply loved you are because I had a great time until my stomach started talking.
Yeah, everybody. It was a good 4 or 5 hours before people were like, okay, my stomach is eating itself.
To get a bunch of grown people, particularly men who work out all the time and have to eat every 2 hours, to stay in one place for 4 hours with no food before they got upset.
Yeah.
And shout out to Brian because Brian Javar.
Brian kept going in that kitchen.
No, I have video of him confronting the staff. And somebody from the venue said, could you please not post that? Because I was going to post. I was like, oh, this is great. Look at him. Get it, friend. They were like, could you please just not post that? And then they ran in front of the camera and blocked me from getting, I still got the view. Whatever. Anyways, for those of you who are hearing those voices, our bitch is back. Welcome back, Jeffery, our special guest for today, because he makes guest appearances.
Not a special guest.
You back from Greece or whatever. Let's toast to always getting back to each other no matter where we travel along the world.
Cheers.
That's part of us.
That's because we got to. We can only stay going for 90 days. U.S. passports.
Jeffrey, no, you know what? You're such a fucking flight risk.
90 days is jail.
Just drink. You want to take a shot of not friend? Lulu, what the fuck was that?
Reposado.
Naked? We just drinking naked reposado at the top of the episode?
Did.
Well, that's a great segue to our first topic. Andale. We're going to talk about JLo. And it's not racist. As an Afro-Latina and black woman, I cannot be racist. Damn, that's strong. I feel it in my titties. Jesus. Okay.
Did you say you started talking like JLo?
No.
I should try to speak Spanish like JLo.
If I was speaking like JLo, I'd be speaking English and watching Sterling K. Brown speak Spanish.
Right.
I tried watching Atlas 3 times. I still have not finished it.
Have you watched This Is Me Now Then, the documentary?
No.
It is trash.
I didn't get it. I didn't know what it was for. I was like, is it a documentary
No,
or
it's
is it a
absolute
movie?
trash.
I was very confused on that.
No, she was confused.
See, I like JLo.
Me and someone in the industry who told me not to mention their name because of affiliations tried to watch it, and they were like, this is garbage. And this is my nicest friend. This is absolute trash.
So it's a documentary.
No, there's two. Because Vanity. The first one is a horrible hour-long video meant to be her Beyonce moment.
Oh.
Right. It was not Beyonce on your mouth like liquor. It was JLo on the floor rubbing herself in mud. And that was then followed by a documentary about the making of the horrible hour-long video. The hubris with a capital H. I watched it like, if this is not satire, she needs a better therapist.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. So again, I didn't watch it. I thought it was supposed to be a satire about the whole.
No, it was serious.
Oh.
It was serious.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look at it.
You didn't look at it? It's on Amazon. I'm going to bet you guys, just please try to watch it.
No.
Wait a minute. I want to see how long y'all last.
I just tried watching Atlas 3 times and have not finished it.
And that was scripted.
And
properly.
it's bad, but I'm curious to see how it ends.
Oh, like a Tyler Perry film?
It's one of those. It's like
it's so bad, it's almost good.
It's so bad, it's good. Yeah, it's kind of entertaining, but it's really bad.
Okay, Jeffrey. I feel like so. Shout out to all the friends that we have in common with JLo. We do have friends in common. But,
hey, girl.
Yeah, hey, girl. We think you're an icon, and we're gonna try to unpack
Who is
you.
we?
I do not listen. I love me some Jennifer
Two
Lopez.
or more is
If
sweet girl,
if somebody
I guess.
invited
Two
me
or
to a
more.
concert, I would go.
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Some of us in the room think you're an icon. Lulu just texted me. I disagree. I said, Lulu, listen.
She's a rom-com queen.
Here's the thing why I want this episode to be about JLo.
The whole thing?
The whole thing?
No.
Oh.
First of all, that's fucking shady. What if it was the whole thing? She's a launch pad for bigger themes.
Okay.
So we're doing the show.
Okay.
Y'all act like it's your first time seeing the show. Like y'all not on it.
I was
like,
this
now, wait a
episode
damn
dedicated to JLo.
It's been too long since y'all been at work. That's what happens when you play Jeffrey.
I like her, but not a whole hour.
No, it's not a whole hour. But I think there's so many lessons in JLo as a launch pad. The first thing is about how when you get high off your own supply. Because to be factually accurate, Lulu, I know you have strong feelings. As someone who is in my early 40s, I'm not claiming middle till next year. As someone who is in my early 40s, I do recognize that when I was 17 to about 22, she was heavy-handedly the standard the way the Kardashians were in the 2010s. That's not up for debate. I was there and I was an adult, so I remember, right? So like, everybody literally, because I was obsessed with, I was voted most likely to have a talk show, funny enough, in high school, because I was obsessed with Vibe magazine, Word Up, all the magazines. Like I poured over them and had a huge collection until I was told they might start a fire. And every single magazine, particularly when Ricky Martin like had the Latin invasion and she decided to learn how to speak Spanish at like 30, that was a whole moment where she was considered the first white presenting big booty archetype. So she literally that
Grammys dress is
right.
It's iconic.
She co-opted black butts so that Kim Kardashian could make $1 billion thing out of it. So she was the original Kim Kardashian, factually speaking. Every magazine was about JLo and her big old booty. JLo's making big booties a thing. Everybody wants a big booty now because of JLo. That's not up for debate. You can Google that, right? And because of that, she then became the black adjacent acceptable person in the way that blackfishing is.
The acceptable curvy girl.
Right. So from everything from the Kardashians being white girls with fake black booties to white presenting Latinas being used as a facsimile for biracial black people, there's a lot of fuck shit that we see now that's really popular and accepted that literally started with JLo. That's talking about her as a icon as far as desirability.
So, okay, just so we're clear, we're saying that she's an icon because she...
No, there's a list.
No.
No, but this part, because Blue thinks she's an icon.
She is JLo is an icon.
Okay.
So I'm saying...
What does an icon mean? Let's start there.
So an icon is somebody who has created moments that have in some way shaped the fabric of how things are seen, ingested, and accepted. And so when it comes to fashion, right, breaking the internet and because of that dress that on the Grammys that made them have to create Google images. When it comes to fashion, literally up until about the early 2000s, I can't tell you how many black, Latino, and white people were constantly saying, I want to look like a JLo. She was considered a fashion icon, right?
What it is?
Then she was considered...
So I guess like piggybacking off of like being her trying to be urban and be black and then like made it big and embracing the way that she looked. I think she just gives me the ick because like I feel like
I agree with that as well.
Like that
there are ick icons.
No, but I feel like I just hate that like somebody is iconic for like piggybacking off of being urban and you're not.
But the thing is, I feel like with JLo,
that's in retrospect now in our language. Back then, it wasn't seen like that.
But
it
like
wasn't
kind of
Detroit.
Maybe Detroit was different. Yeah,
I feel like for us because obviously we grew up in environments knowing black stuff. We know like JLo booty is not. We've seen black women. We've seen Rump Shaker. We've seen Mix-a-Lot. All these. So I think it's more JLo. She didn't ask for it. That was just she was acceptable enough to cross over.
No, she asked for it, child.
No, she asked for
it. She stole from Mariah.
And then she started doing baby hairs. And then she said, "I'm Jenny from the block."
She popularized
like, all this kind of stuff.
Everything that we can say against JLo, we can say against Kim Kardashian, and I think Kim Kardashian is iconic whether we want to admit it or not. So for
iconic,
I feel like
that word. So to answer you, what the word should mean and how it actually is used are two different things, and I agree with you there.
Yeah.
How I wish it was used and how it actually is used, I'm not going to change the rules for one person.
Right.
So how it's always used applies to her whether I like it or not, because I personally find JLo cringe for many reasons, and so everything you say against her, I'm going to agree with, but there's about 11 icons that nobody argues with that have the same speech, and so I can't, especially with the work I do, change the rules for one person when everybody else that applies to hasn't gotten the rules changed. People are going to call Kim Kardashian iconic whether we agree or like it or not. For the exact same reason.
I can still disagree.
Exactly. So it's one of those things of the purity of the word as far as do I anecdotally accept it versus how it's widely used and commodified.
I think it's kind of like, hey, shout out to my girl Candace Dillard. She said the line is always moving.
Yeah.
And what iconic meant when you had Aretha Franklin, Madonna, Celine Dion, it changed changed a little bit when, say, like the next generation came, when like a Whitney came, or when Britney and Christina and all these other icons. It always kind of changes, and now in the 2010s plus, what iconic means is why Kim Kardashian is an icon.
And JLo was the first person. She literally was the first person to, I hate to say this, the appropriation we see and hate now, she was their fucking Christopher Columbus.
She did. And we let her get away with it. Because original JLo, when she first came out, just like Pink, when Pink first came out, that was our girl. JLo, I didn't feel like she was pandering.
I think she was.
No, she does pander.
All she does is pander.
No,
like whatever she needs to do. Oh, I need to be a movie star. Let me get with Ben Affleck. Oh, I want to do urban music. Let me get with Puff Daddy.
But I'm always playing. I'm always playing Italians when the check is big enough.
Yeah, so
she was opting in and out of black.
And that's the thing that I don't like about her.
I don't like it about her either. But here's my thing, right? She's to answer Lulu and you. I think JLo is iconic for being the Christopher Columbus of black presenting white passing. I think every black presenting white passing person who has culture vultured us.
So she's
now
iconic for being a culture vulture.
But no,
I think she's an iconic culture vulture.
But no, she's an iconic culture vulture.
But she also has had an impact, though. I remember being 17 and watching her videos and wanting to learn how to dance like her.
Blue,
I remember watching Selena and sobbing on the way home.
Sure.
But I feel like it's us that did this to her, because we know JLo started.
It wasn't us.
JLo started on In Living Color, and everybody's like, oh, the Latino, the cute, Latino-looking girl that can dance and everything. And from there is where her.
It's never.
But it was us that were watching In Living Color. White people weren't watching it like that.
I'm saying us pandering to whiteness is white supremacy brainwashing us. That's been around for hundreds of fucking years.
What do you mean us pandering to whiteness?
We have this thing as a black community where anybody who is not black, who accepts blackness, we give them a fucking invite to this fake cookout that I've never been to. Like, all it takes is a fucking doing a Dougie and you invited to the cookout. That need to be accepted.
Right, so that is on us.
No,
we are the ones that are,
that's white
hey girl, you come
babe.
to the cookout.
That's academically, that's white supremacy.
Black people cannot be in charge of superstardom. That's another thing.
Exactly. Like, we're not the power brokers.
We are the biggest consumers.
I'm not.
Consumer.
But
we're not the manufacturers.
Which means numbers, which means money, which means...
We're the sheep, we're the sheep, not the shepherd, babe.
We're the sheep, black people are not putting JLo on the cover of fucking People magazine. It wasn't because of us.
It wasn't because of us. And also, here's the thing. My problem with JLo, and I think the ironic thing is, I can very begrudgingly admit that she's an icon by the standards that have been universally set for decades, while also completely agreeing with Lulu that I hate that, right? And that's where it's tricky for me when people say I disagree. I'm like, I get why you disagree, because I don't agree, but I have to agree, if that makes sense. JLo started because Mariah left her man, and this powerful man wanted to get back at Mariah. And so he said, oh, you are a racially ambiguous woman who can sing. I'll make another you.
I can sing.
No, she can sing.
Can't hold enough. Oh, you're talking about
I'm talking about Mariah, baby.
Oh, I thought you were talking about JLo.
You better.
I was like,
no, we're talking about Mariah.
Oh, okay, Mimi, yes. I thought you were talking about JLo.
I'm going to get a Latina who already has a foothold in the community, who's already beloved and people are already cool with her, and I'm going to make her a star to spite you to the point where I steal a fucking sample from you the day before it's supposed to premiere, and you get so upset that you have a nervous breakdown on TRL. So JLo's entire career was born out of spite for a biracial black woman. And so we have to admit that, factually speaking, she quite literally, not just stealing Ashanti's tracks, her pop-off came to spite a black woman. Biracial or otherwise, it was still a black woman, right? So when your entire career starts like that, and Mariah says, I don't know her, I wouldn't know you either, bitch. Your existence was to spite me.
But is JLo the puppet or the puppeteer? Because
she's with the shits. That's all that matters.
She's complicit is the word. Yeah. She's complicit. There's a legal term for it.
Both, but back then, when she was just a girl looking for a chance.
She knew. I remember those articles.
I'm going to disagree to say I think that
you were 5. I was 18.
Been the one.
You think she had no idea what was going on?
She knew.
No.
I remember being in the dentist's office reading articles. This is where I'm aging myself. I remember being, I know, now I'm about to sound like an old bitch.
Now you read articles.
No, seriously. I remember when I was 19.
In the newspaper. In the black and white.
Newspaper.
Right. No, this episode's going to make me feel, see my age. I hate this for me. But I remember when I was a legal adult in the 90s, being at the dentist's office, reading an article, and that was actually when I realized that how spiteful JLo's existence was, because they were talking about the Mariah JLo thing, and they were talking about how JLo wanted to beat the Aaliyahs, the Brandys, the Destiny's Child. It wasn't Beyonce, it was Destiny's Child. They were talking about how she was seen as the queen of the Latin explosion. But the joke was she just learned how to speak Spanish like 5 minutes ago.
And she don't know how to speak it now, apparently.
25 years later, how much Duolingo does JLo need at this point, right? I feel like we could all be fluent if we had since 1998.
If you can have a six-pack at 50, girl, you can be able to learn how to speak some goddamn
Talk
Spanish.
about it.
Those are two different things, because I've tried the Duolingo, but I can make it to CrossFit, but I can't keep up with this.
Jeffrey, if you had 25 years, you would figure it out. And billions of dollars, you would figure it out.
I had 2 years
Billions
in
of
the
dollars.
pandemic to sit still, and I just couldn't. But I was in the
Jeffrey,
kitchen
for 31
working on
million, you
something
said you would
else.
sell your soul.
Right. Something like 30 from 1 million. You got to learn how to speak Spanish.
If you would sell your soul for 30 million, you would learn how to speak Spanish in 25 years for billions.
Yeah,
and I
sure.
remember watching those things, and it used to always be like Beyonce, when Beyonce finally came out on her own, and JLo and Shakira, they were constantly making her the queen of the Latin invasion. The Latin invasion was supposed to be, oh, you can be as swirly as a nigga, but not be a nigga. This is the perfect cheat code.
Yeah.
And she was their poster child, and it was heavily marketed. At least Ricky Martin clearly has a green card, okay? At least he really
Ricky and
is.
Enrique, because they was battling out each other.
Yeah.
Right. The other Latinos were actually at the bodega getting chopped cheeses.
But it would have been
Actually speak
actually
Spanish.
Christina Aguilera, but she was too busy. They were trying to make her white to go against
Exactly.
Britney.
And Christina is
Because
more
Christina
like
could have, hey, and a voice.
I'm just and a voice.
And a
So my
voice.
thing is, in a world where the other Latinos can actually sing, and the other white presenting one actually embraces her culture before it was in a press release, you are the most fraudulent person there, and you know you cut the line.
Yeah, she's fraudulent. I think that's why.
You
I'm
know
like-
you cut the line.
Yeah, you know it, but at the
How did I know at the dentist's office, but she didn't fucking know it at the
Because
studio?
how do you- and this is what I'm saying. To be fair and to put myself in JLo's shoes. In this business, y'all know, in this business, you have friends.
You too black to be in her shoes,
You have
friend.
friends, I know, right? You either have friends or if you're in yourself, this opportunity might not ever come around
Exactly,
again.
but own that shit though. My thing is, I don't mind if you're the bottom bitch, but own that you're the bottom bitch though.
Yeah, don't
You don't get to play victim
You
after
can
being the bottom bitch.
I will say this though, now is a time where I believe you can do that. Back then, you know how the old guard of how you couldn't do that. Folks didn't speak out. It went through a publicist. The celebrity did not talk. So it's not to say, okay, JLo, at that time I understand because it would have killed her career.
Wokeness started in 2010. What year are we in?
JLo was JLo
No,
way
pause.
before
No, pause.
2010. We're in
Wokeness.
24.
Wokeness.
Oh, you
became
want her to now to
No, not
make
now.
up-
She had like a 15 years before we finally said bitch enough, right? Because here's the thing. Everybody who was honest.
Because in that year she was making enough.
Yeah, but everybody, exactly, it's money. It's not, you don't really mean that shit. Which is what Diddy did. Let's be honest.
Well,
Diddy didn't apologize because what he did because he got caught.
He apologized because he got
She's
caught and found
she
out he
doesn't
couldn't
feel
go to jail.
bad about what she did. She feels bad that the receipts lined up and the TikTokers had time on their hands to Google her shit.
Yeah.
So let's be honest about what's happening, right? I do think, and this is me actually going to show her some grace. Privilege makes you bougie. I know me. I can't go to general population at a party. Where the fuck is the VIP section? I now know I'm not that girl, right? I know that I can't do Gen Pop. I recognize that's a handicap of privilege, right? I don't want to be at the party with Gen Pop because I don't know who all's here. I need to have my own section with my friends. That's something that, even flying first class whenever it's on sale. If first class is on sale, guess who's going to be in seat 1A, right?
Okay.
I recognize that because of
The
my...
funny part, I'm sorry, you say on sale, like it's still expensive.
It's like
boo.
$1,000
Even when
as
it's
opposed
right.
to $3,000. To me, I told
That's your
myself,
privilege.
That's my privilege, though, right? So I recognize there's certain things that would piss me off now that I'd be
Yes.
offended by now
Yeah.
because I've built up a privilege. But there are moments where I'm like, "Oh, that one's nasty. Work on that, babe." Right? And so there are a lot of celebrities. Gabrielle Union is a perfect example who were like, I was a fucking bitch in the 90s. My God, I was a fucking bitch. It is 2011. They got red table talks. They got cancel culture. It might be time for me to hire a
However,
therapist.
to be fair though, and I
No,
love
I'm just- I
Gabby,
just
but
wanna-
to be fair, Gabby ain't working like JLo.
No, but I just want to
She's
land
just
it.
using a
She ain't
reference.
in-
I'm giving a
Yeah.
reference of there are many people who, when they saw the tide change, said, "Ooh."
They dialed it back.
They
also
dialed it
there are
back.
many people-
Mama went in the other direction. Is trying to bring us back to '98.
Yeah.
Because she has like,
And
you
it's
just
not
said-
working
but
for the
no,
girls.
But like you just said, she has the documentary / movie or whatever. Plus, hang on,
That was
plus-
self-funded because nobody
but
would fund them.
She got the Netflix one, the Atlas, which made it to #1 on their platform. So
just
somebody
hate
finished
watching.
it.
They be like #1 for
But the
women
thing is
who have
also, it's
Latinos
looking-
on a Saturday.
is
You know how
looking
Netflix
at-
got all these little #1s? Like, it's probably not.
It's probably
actually
and it
#1.
switches, yeah. But at the same time, damn, you made me lose my.
I'm sorry.
I lost my train of thought.
I will
All I
say
know
this.
is as JLo got bigger, so did the lifestyle she was carrying
And her
this
ego.
thing. Not outside of that, probably too. But
No,
this
not
thing
100%.
called bills that don't stop coming, and at a certain point, it's like, well, this money got to keep coming.
I would have
in.
believed you until the documentary. That's why I think the documentary was a mistake.
And again, I ain't see it. So
Yeah,
probably,
I saw
I'll agree.
it.
I don't know. So I'm gonna.
had I not watched the documentary, you and I would be on the same side right now.
So what happened?
The documentary was a mistake because because
Because I'm not gonna watch it.
What happened in her
was a
little
mess.
movie?
Yeah.
The documentary was a mistake because as someone who is the exact demographic of little girls that JLo was pandering to back then, like I grew into womanhood loving Selena's, watching Love Done Cost a Thing, trying to do the backwards dance from Get Right. Like, the bitch had me in the chokehold because I wasn't woke back then. I didn't know it was problematic.
Somehow had hits.
Yeah, she had hits, but she also had a machine, right?
Yeah.
So she couldn't sing. Like she even said, my best friend, shout out to my former bestie, he was a pop culture like aficionado like I was, and he said, "Bitch, look at this interview." We watched the interview. She said, "My first concert was Madison Square Garden. The first time I was ever in a studio, I was doing my first album." We're like, "Bitch, how many steps did you skip?" Like things that are considered the pinnacle were her first. Like she was literally rushed to the front of the line and didn't even know to lie about it. So as someone who has an emotional connection to what she meant before I got woke, I was prepared to show her grace because it was a different time. I was prepared to play that game with her. Then I watched the documentary.
Oh, see, I gotta watch this documentary.
And it's trash. I don't even think Ben watched it because he looked like he wanted to leave every single scene. Can we get freedom for Ben?
Right.
Let's free Ben. No, I really want that white man to be free. You know it's bad when I'm telling a white man to get free from Latina, right? Mm-hmm. She literally said, "Hey, nobody wants to fund this movie because they think it's a horrible idea and nobody would like it. I'm going to take like $10 million of my own money and self-fund it."
Okay.
So this was not about her. This was purely vanity.
It was her ego.
Yeah.
It was purely ego. It has nothing to do with the bag. If it had, I hate to say, had it been a bag, I would have respected it more because you got kids and shit.
Well, she funded it, but Amazon bought it, so she did make some money from it.
No. She funded it and went over budget by like 2 or 3 times. And then they said the core of it was when Ben was with her, he used to write her private love letters that even Us Weekly and all the magazines didn't get. And then when they got back together, he took 20 years of loving her and put it in a sacred book and said, "For your eyes only." She put it in the middle of the studio and let all the freelancers read through it for inspiration. Oof. And he didn't find out until the documentary. He was like, "Why is my heart and soul being covered in fingerprints?"
That's so sweet, Ben.
Yeah. And she was like, "Oh, baby, it's motivation for the movie that nobody want made but you."
Yeah.
So I'm watching and I'm like, and she's crying. And the Beyonce was silent. Like, you know how the U was silent in Queen? The Beyonce was silent. It was like, why do you like the other bitches who were out when I came out? And y'all still love Mariah?
Is silent in Queen. Blue, I want you to know you just stumped me for a minute. Because I sat here. So after you said that, I kind of tuned out to everything else because my brain was literally, I'm spelling it out. And I said, bitch, the U is silent in Queen. Mm-hmm. Well, damn, you learn something new every day. The U is silent in Queen because Queen Bee was on her mind the entire fucking documentary. I could smell Beyonce in the room.
So here's my thing. So a few things.
I'm a little tipsy. Shit. What's in these drinks?
They're yummy.
This tastes like bad decisions. What the fuck is in this drink, Jeffrey? You came back to drug us?
I really did.
Okay, go ahead, Lulu.
So a few things. I feel like growing up now that I've been removed, I know now.
From where?
From Detroit.
Oh, I thought you meant from the premises. I was like,
no.
Were you the
Girl, what's in your drink?
Right.
Shots.
Now that security is here.
No, since I've been removed from Detroit, I've realized at my big age that it was a very special place. Like, everyone is black. There are so many people who are successful.
Oh, you grew up in Wakanda. That's why you're looking at this so angry. I get it.
Yes, and so even currently during that time, you and I were the same age. Like, we were having a different experience.
Very.
I was like, there's not many, well, I don't know about now, but at the time, there were not a ton of Latina people in Detroit. If any, I never saw them. Okay. So I'm like, she's over here with these baby hairs, calling people, saying the N word in her
I hear what you're
songs.
saying, but that was by the second album. The first, like when JLo first came out with the first "This Is Me," then Selena, she did a couple other rom-coms.
On the 6th,
yes.
On the 6th, yeah, like that. What you're talking about, yes, that was when Diddy grabbed her, but that was by the second album, so she was already a superstar.
She was huge. By Selena.
She had already done these other things. Yeah,
Again. Hear me out.
She was someone they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, like, so we had that. And I think that's the point.
Her much attention until
I was in Boston, fucking Massachusetts. Everybody gave a fuck in Boston,
and that's
Massachusetts.
what I'm saying. I think that we were having a different experience, so that's why we have like we're like seeing it from different lenses.
I'm seeing it from the mainstream because Boston is mainstream. Whatever is mainstream, Boston gets that.
Great.
You're seeing it from Wakanda. I get it.
Yeah, so I'm like, we over in Wakanda, like, who is that?
Who is this? No,
Like,
who
is this? Like,
Unhand me.
Like, she have a butt, so that's why we care. Like, what are we caring about? Like,
Right.
we
That's
like,
fair.
We weren't like, oh my God, JLo, like, I'm sure it was happening. I'm not trying to dispute
The
any of
niggas
that.
in Boston was salivating.
Yeah. And so, like,
New York salivating.
It was not.
The Bronx jerking off.
And what I'm saying is, even for me being in Chicago, the black girls were not like salivating over JLo or like, oh my gosh, she's amazing looking. I mean, niggas is niggas. They always anything with a butt. They look at the pug face white. I'm sorry, I said that.
Ooh, so you guys, I just want to say before we get problematic, when we're talking about desirability, we're not talking about women. We're talking about the norm.
Men clearly,
she set the standard for the men back then.
Listen,
and I don't think that's true either because I feel like, hear me again. from Wakanda.
Okay, from Wakanda. Okay.
There's a lot of girls who have amazing bodies, so I think they liked her. Like, don't get me wrong, nobody's kicking her out of bed. However, I don't recall everybody like being like, oh my God, JLo. I didn't have this experience that you're speaking of. And I'm not saying it's untrue. I'm just telling you what my experience.
What I mean is like how people are about the Kim Kardashian, but
she was literally the blueprint for Kim Kardashian. Literally,
but what I'm saying is like the media was the ones like that. Real people, like people, we just like JLo because of the Selena. And again, JLo can't sing, but she has catchy music.
I have not seen. I saw Selena for the first time like 3 years ago.
Really?
So you're really out.
They used to put that on in class when the teachers didn't want to
so that's why I'm like, I don't think that everybody was having the same experience that you guys speak of.
Yeah, and also too, I was a pop culture junkie. So,
me too, yeah.
So my lens was never about where I was from.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was tapped into pop culture as a whole, as a mainstream.
I think
and the machine was cranking her out like Cheerios.
It was like seeing your cousin have a come up.
And then also I feel like this is before the internet is heavy.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like things are not spreading the way something happens today now in LA, you find out in Detroit in 20 seconds. So like I'm not saying again.
She was in a black bubble.
I was sitting here wondering this whole time.
I was in a black bubble. So it's just like we know who JLo is, of course, but motherfuckers is not salivating. Oh my gosh, she's so great. I'm not saying niggas don't like her, but I was just like,
don't cross talk because people who are listening can't tell who's talking.
I'm sorry.
So I just don't like. That's why I'm like, I'm not getting it. And I've always felt that she was pandering the entire time. When it was happening in real time, I was like, she's literally a culture vulture. Like forever.
And it took about 20 years to figure it out.
And she's an opportunist too. Like even she's like, who do I need to have sex with in order to make this next career move or whatever the case.
Say all that.
But I don't even mind.
Latasha, she was in the baby hair bad boy phase.
But I feel like, again, like what Blue said, even if she made those decisions back then because she was young, it wasn't woke culture, blah, blah, blah. She could be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have been saying the N-word.
The minute Mariah said, I don't know her, and you knew why, and you kept going, you were complicit, babe. Because everybody knew why Mariah said that back then. Like, everybody in the industry knew Mariah was upset because your whole inception was to spite her. And you kept going. And not only did you steal Mariah's, bitch stole my look, not my voice, but my look. Then when you heard your music and heard Ashanti, you didn't say shit. Yeah. When you kept on hearing your albums and you kept on hearing Ashanti's voice, you didn't say nothing when you kept on hearing Ashanti's voice. And so my thing is, the minute a biracial black woman calls you out as your blueprint and you don't say nothing like, oh, I'm racially ambiguous, but she's Latina and it's Latin explosion, then a whole ass, fuck biracial, a black girl is like, oh, baby. And you're like, oh yeah, that's me. At what point do we say, babe, you know what's happening? I think, and this is going to be interesting, as a black Latin woman, I can say this, blackness and whiteness is very different than ethnicity.
Sure.
Whenever people see somebody speaking in cursive, they forget that they're still white, right? We talked about this previously. Mm-hmm. White-presenting Latinos are still white-presenting people with the same privilege.
Correct.
And I think JLo has done something back then that hasn't aged well because she never made amends. She got worse because instead of saying, fuck, all those TikToks about me, stealing Ashanti's voice, stealing Mariah's look, doing all these things, I could make it right. She got even more egotistical because she was trying to pull us back into a retro moment. And nobody wanted to come. Remember when she tried to do her own challenge? She tried to do a Love Don't Cost a Thing challenge where she took off her shirt like, hey, recreate this, guys. And Twitter, exactly, nobody does. Twitter dragged her and said, JLo, no, we have to do the challenge for you. You don't tell us, bitch, this is not 96. You can't tell us what to do. The TikTokers dragged her. Look up Love Don't Cost a Thing challenge. Mm-hmm. It is literally panned as the most cringe attempt to be relevant. By the time you're 50, I am only in my early 40s. I cannot imagine being 50. Trying to get TikTokers to pay attention to me. Yeah. And I wasn't an icon.
And
it's delusional.
And I think that another reason why I was bristling at the icon thing is because she can't get nobody to go to her concerts. Like, they've been canceling them. She was trying to get a residency.
Yes, but JLo has sold out, and her residency was sold out. The numbers.
What year, babe?
Not this current one.
What year, babe?
She was in Vegas for I don't remember.
What year?
Recently, like
no, look up the year.
Since Super Bowl.
Because in my mind, in Super Bowl, perfect example. That's another reason why people don't like her. You are sharing a stage with Shakira. who's a bigger star than you and actually Latin, right? So you're sharing the stage with the real thing, and you're on your documentary on Netflix bitching about it.
But at the same I haven't seen the documentary.
Yeah, so I
got to watch it. Don't say don't watch it.
No, there's two of them. So my thing is, every time we give JLo the mic, we're like, baby, you should stop talking. Like, you know when people say log off? Baby, log off. I love JLo before she started revealing that she's exactly who people said she was. Because I was like you, Jeffrey. I was constantly giving her the benefit of the doubt. And then the bitch kept on making documentaries that nobody wanted. I was like, oh, you're worse. She's like an unevolved Leo in her 50s.
Yeah, so
is she Leo? What's her
She's
sign?
the Leo.
I don't know JLo's birthday. I just like JLo. I don't know her.
I used to love JLo.
She did have one in 2016, which concluded early because of lack of sales.
And that was 8 years ago, baby. Before the receipts and the people from the Bronx said, you don't even like us. I saw a TikTok about somebody who said JLo would come to our school to shoot videos and be mean to us in between takes and made me cry. She was the first celebrity to ever make me cry. Like, people from the places that she's claiming saying she's mean to us.
And some people say she's not even from the Bronx.
And her own mother got it. She turned on her own fucking mother for sales.
Wait a minute. Why y'all yelling at me? I just said I like her. I'm not managing her career.
No, but Benny Medina is, and Benny, you usually are better than this. Benny and the Jets. Like,
Benny is from a certain time.
he is. Right. They're both from a certain, they're turning into fossils. They're not being agile. And my thing is, when she turned on her mama, you used to go on Wendy Williams talking about how much you love your mama. How you turn on your mother? Now she has a whole new thing saying, my mother was a narcissist. Same documentary. And I realized that she didn't raise me in the way. And that's the reason why I can't stay married is because my mama and my daddy was some fuck shit. So wait a minute. So you, now your mother's up for grabs. When I tell you the desperation in that documentary, it was so sad to watch because I was like, this is someone who is used to being beloved. She's used to certain tricks working. They're not working, and rather than pivoting, she's doubling down, and it's not aging well.
And so I think that she's not an icon because she doesn't have that sustainability. Like, I don't think that her
25 years is a long time before you fail.
I think
I
on
feel
the
like
stage
she's relevant, but I don't think that she was selling out. I feel like she was never really selling out like arenas.
I feel like on a stage,
even
JLo has never
New
been.
Edition can get more people in a stadium than
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like
Robbie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike.
Is Bobby gonna show up? That's the question.
Right, Bobby. 112 could get a concert more so than her. Like,
but the thing is, everybody. Here's the thing, though. Everything is always JLo somehow makes catchy music. Nobody has ever.
When was the last time she made a catchy
Nobody's
song?
ever claimed her a vocalist. Nobody's ever said,
She does.
"Girl, we want to hear."
She has.
Okay, one person.
No,
and maybe her mom.
That's the problem. No, not her. Not after the way she talked about her. Her mom said, "Girl, fuck you." If even your mother is not safe, bitch, I can't trust you no more.
oh my god,
I'm saying, girl,
fuck you is
girl,
so funny. So funny.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeffrey, I'm on your side until I saw the
and this is the
documentary.
thing. I am not. Again, I haven't seen the documentary. I am just saying, as just the stuff. It's like JLo is just like.
She
I
used
see her
to be
as
a
a
thing.
rom-com queen. I don't never be like, oh, JLo got this banger. She should be in Apple Music's 100, whatever. But JLo.
Nigga, shut up. Why would you even mention that in the same sentence?
But I'm just
JLo
like,
and Apple's 100 top albums?
I'm
for
just
what?
like, JLo is fun. She's
extremely average.
She used to be fun.
Yeah.
She used to be fun.
And also, I don't pay attention to her currently. Like,
I think that's okay. So here's the thing, right? You're both in, how do I say the word? Silos. You are in Wakanda, where blackness is like, nah, we're JLo resistant. You're in a time machine where you're stuck in JLo at the peak when who were gonna buy in were bought in. As somebody who has to stay in the present and see what this bitch is doing every day in real time,
I think it's the Selenas of it all.
Exactly.
It's the
The
Selena of it all.
JLo that both of you are talking about is not the person who is currently getting dragged. The JLo that's getting dragged is the girl who used to have fun hits even though she couldn't hold a note because we knew it was autotune. Who cared?
Right, who cared? It was
Now
fun.
the hits are getting increasingly cringe and desperate.
I haven't heard her in any new music.
Because there aren't any. Nobody has. That's the problem. But she's still putting them out. Just nobody's listening to it but her and her kids. So the music is no longer fun. It's like, well, at least you're fun. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, at least the community would invite you to the cookout. She can't even. She's like a man of steel. They have her in the back door somewhere trying to get an invite, right?
Yeah.
And now on top of that, you're fucking mean. So you're mean. You have no hits, and you are a culture vulture who's never acknowledged or even said sorry. Like, my bad. At least Diddy had a fake apology. We didn't even get that from JLo. So my thing is, she's not aging well because she bought into her own supply. When you get high off your own supply and you believe the optics and forget who you actually are, the world will remind you who you really are.
And I think a part of that is just again, like I said, she's aging and she is still seeing herself as the Jennifer Lopez from 1990, 8, whenever it popped off like that, and doesn't realize these young kids, music is a young person's game. These young kids are not trying to buy she almost 60.
Whoa. Let's check. Wait a minute. Let's check JLo's age.
Is she 60?
No, she's not 60. Oh my heavens. How is the person who's supposed to be defending JLo just called the bitch 75?
But when you are in this thing called Hollywood, you don't know nothing else. Let's see, Jennifer Lopez. She is 54. Okay,
so Jeffrey, if we called you
54.
40 now, you would leap over here.
I'm walking off. How dare y'all just call him my agent?
And how old are you actually?
I am currently today. I am 38 and 20-something days.
So my thing is, if we aged you up 2 years, you'd fight us, right?
Yes.
The thing about JLo, I think you just hit on something brilliant. If JLo lived in a world where people of her age bracket and of her time were not still relevant, popular, and beloved, I think there might have been a chance for the unevolved Leo in her to grow up and say, oh, me and the divas, that's all, yes, let's talk about the heyday. I think you just explained why she's so mad at Beyonce. Because her bitterness towards Beyonce has now become my favorite thing to watch.
She believes she can sing. It's like, JLo, honestly, if you actually stuck to movies, even though I haven't finished Atlas, I keep starting it. No, but look, I keep starting
Jeffrey,
it.
you said stick to movies. Wait, Jeffrey, you said stick to movies, but you can't finish her movie.
Let me tell you though.
Lulu.
But Blue, I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because at the same time, every time I put it on, it's something fun about watching. That's why I'm like, it's so bad, but it's kind of good. It's something fun about watching JLo. I don't want to hear her sing.
But hate watching her. But I'm saying,
I'm not hate watching it.
For those who don't understand,
he sleep.
He sleep.
But
He's like, I like to fall asleep to JLo's
like
movie.
watching JLo. She in a little AI machine.
I need a good night rest. I'm
gonna turn on some JLo and get me a nap.
Iconic sleep.
Okay, so for those who don't understand, because I posted earlier that because when JLo's
JLo, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You meant that shit.
I tried, sis.
You said it with your chest.
You told the lady she was 60.
Right.
Okay. JLo don't know her shit. Lulu said, fuck you, girl, and she don't care, but you call her 60, that's unforgivable for Leo.
She'd be more mad about that.
She's more mad at you than me and Lulu for the 60, okay? For those who don't understand the JLo and Beyonce thing, because I've gotten a lot of DMs. It's hot as hell. It's
hot. Yeah, I was
there's
like,
moonshine in this drink, Jeffrey.
Moonshine.
For those who don't know what's happening, because yesterday when it was announced that JLo's tour had been canceled because of lack of care.
We have sat here and talked about this damn woman.
I told you this is gonna be a fun topic. When that was announced, I retweeted it and said, "Isn't it wild that the woman who threw shade at the star who had the biggest grossing tour of 2023 has now been benched in 2024?" I have a feeling that mayhaps Beyonce's Creole ancestors made a call. Okay? I feel like Beyonce's Creole ancestors said, oh yeah, bitch?
They know voodoo.
Oh yeah, they know actual voodoo, okay?
Honestly, it ain't even voodoo. Honestly, nobody wants to hear
Okay, that's worse, Jeffrey. We'll at least make it the ancestors. Jeffrey,
I'm sorry, because I'm thinking about, and I will listen. No, I'm being very serious. And I'm gonna say this. I'm not a JLo stan, but I don't even know if I'm a fan. I just don't mind JLo, if that helps. I don't know.
Your love hurts. Jeffrey's version of
I don't
love
even want to see JLo perform her hits from back in the day and like no
she
new
only
music,
has hits back
no
in the
new
day.
music,
Yeah.
but just even performing that, I actually wanted to go see Madonna before I wanted to go see JLo. Madonna just sold the fuck out of.
I need to give this context though for the audience who don't understand the shade that I was referencing, because I got so many DMs that I stopped responding. There are many moments where I have become very clear that JLo got some beef with Beyonce, and Beyonce's like, who that? Mm-hmm. So JLo last year, during the height of the Taylor versus, you know how there's this thing where everybody's doing Taylor versus Beyonce while Taylor and Beyonce are doing photo ops trying to get us to stop, right? During the height of that, in the moments where Beyonce had been snubbed and everybody was super angry, they asked JLo, what do you think has been the best tour of the year? This was in 2023. Mm-hmm. Who else had their feet bleeding on the stage? 1, 2, boom, cack, right? They asked JLo, who do you think has the best tour of the year? JLo subconsciously started humming a Beyonce song, paused and caught herself and said, Taylor Swift. And it was so extra shady, I felt like Tina. I wanted to backhand the bitch myself, like, ooh, JLo, I used to love you, don't do that. I kept on seeing these interviews where whenever the answer was obviously trying to get you to say Beyonce, she would pause and intentionally say Taylor. In the documentary, there are moments where you can tell she wants to have her homecoming documentary moment and she's crying and being whatever, and it's not happening. Beautiful gowns. The acting was bad even in her own documentary. And I was like, oh, you're pressed. Like, you're upset that the young black girl who was in a 4-part band back when you were the queen of all Latinas has not only caught up, but she's still relevant in a way and past you in a way that you can't catch up to, and you're angry about it. And so there have been so many moments where I've been like, ooh, Beyonce, ooh, Beyonce. The you and Queen is silent with JLo when it comes to Beyonce. Mm-hmm. And it's gotten really awkward for me because I used to love them both as a teenager. You know what I mean? And so my thing is, when you are comparative, this is where it's bigger than JLo. when you constantly are not being grateful for your blessings. If I was able to culture vulture the black community for 25 years without being called to task and become a multi-millionaire on the backs of blacks while coveting and crying over a white man, I would say thank you for my things and quietly go into the dark.
Right.
But because you are your hubris has gotten so big and you're so bitter that you can't keep up and you're being comparative, rather than be grateful for getting over, you got caught trying to double dip at the cookout that you shouldn't have been at in the first place.
You should have left early.
She could have left early and still had her things and still been called an icon.
But when you go to the cookout, it's fun. Why leave early? Y'all let her stay. Not y'all, because we ain't there, but
we didn't invite her.
We did not invite her.
Whoever these
our horny cousins invited her.
Gatekeepers to the cookout invited her, and we know the cookout is fun. Why she gonna leave?
Y'all remember that stand-up from Jamie Foxx when he be like, y'all be like, oh, JLo, JLo. He was like, I remember it was just hey ho.
It's true. I remember that. She's an industry girl of a certain age.
I don't know that girl personally. I don't know her sleeping.
What have we learned about aging gracefully?
That
from JLo?
divas don't know how to do it.
Beyonce
Not
does.
all. Beyonce is still working. No, JLo
even
is
like, and
forcing.
so okay.
If Beyonce was known for being mean like JLo, I don't think she would have aged as well. So I actually disagree with that.
But also,
Beyonce is known for being so nice it makes people feel awkward.
I guess I don't, because Beyonce is still working and still relevant.
But that's why she's still working. I
don't look at her in the same vein of a JLo at all.
But actually, that's talented. She's talented and she's nice. Imagine a talented bitch being the nice one and the one with the auto-tune being a bitch. I need you to pick a struggle.
But also, I think that another reason why I bristle at icon is because even people who are older, like Madonna is I feel like a great example. Mm-hmm. She still has like that body of work that people are still willing to pay for at this point. JLo does not have that.
Wait. You don't want to be on the block? Or even the block don't like her. Shit. Oh, shit. Lutasha. I want to state that the thoughts of Lutasha Bradley. Put the camera on me.
Y'all, it's been a trend on social media.
The thoughts of Lutasha Bradley. Hold on,
Blue, have you seen this?
The thoughts of Lutasha Bradley belong to Lutasha Bradley from Detroit and Lutasha Bradley from Detroit alone. JLo, if you want to hire me to help you get your career back on track, please find me at BlueCentric. Hit it.
It's a thread going on Twitter. I've been seeing called "What's the nastiest read that you can recall?" Mm-hmm. And people been posting like different TV shows.
I saw it. Yeah.
Can we cut that clip with Lutasha just now? Because I want to post it.
Lutasha was like, "Where are the hits?"
Said Madonna has a body of work, and we know how problematic Madonna has been in the last 2 decades.
Niggas to the left of her, niggas to the right of her.
Madonna and Lutasha, who is in Wakanda, saying Madonna has that body of work that people today want to buy. Jennifer Lopez.
Do you know how much you have to have rubbed people the wrong way for the blackest person in the room to pick Madonna over you?
Pick Madonna.
That's offensive.
That tells you that this is not about talent, it's about hubris.
Okay, so I have to apologize to our audience and recant my statements from the top of this episode. Okay. Hopefully a lot of you have made it this far in to know that I have
Jeffrey's
learned.
A coon.
I have learned a valuable lesson. And I can apologize and admit, okay, I might have been wrong on the words iconic. JLo is popular.
Popular,
She's
iconic
popular down.
is different because I'm like people.
She was iconic though. She was iconic.
No, you can't lose icon status.
I think in these days in age you can, because perfect example of somebody who was iconic who's lost it because public sentiment has used a big old eraser. We were just talking about this, and this might be another hot take that. I think the receipts back me up, but y'all gonna be scared.
I'm so scared. She gonna say Bill Cosby.
Now you know damn well I don't go my Brandon. I'm not about to say you remind me of my Jeep, okay? I will say this: when I was a young girl in Catholic school, I was actually a young girl, so I'm not gonna be old bitch from the '90s in this one. When I was an young girl in Catholic school, I remember I would listen to gangster rap a lot. That's what little girls in Boston, Massachusetts who are black listen to get back to their blackness. Cool. I was listening to Machiavelli. I was listening to Snoop Dogg. I was also listening to this little boy who was supposed to be the next Snoop Dogg called Little Bow Wow. Little Bow Wow was massive.
He was massive.
For a very long time. Mm-hmm. The children are trying to renege his icon status.
I don't think Little Bow Wow ever hit icon.
No, but I'm saying if he had continued that trajectory, he very well would have been fondly thought of. But the minute Gen Z, fuck Gen Z, alphas, them little mean little babies.
They mean.
The minute the little mean babies, known as the alphas, please don't put me in a home. The minute the alpha said, not too much, that's economy class, you're a liar. They had the power to revoke icon status in a way that is unprecedented. So I still maintain that JLo was on the trajectory to be iconic, and the kids said, not too much, miss, not too much. Yeah. And they revoked it from her, and she's mad about it.
See, I don't know if it's... Okay, so this is another thing, because that's why I was like, iconic moments are different to me than just being an icon.
Being an icon.
Because
she had iconic
the dress
albums.
was an iconic moment.
And
the Grammys dress was
No,
at the time,
she had the number one movie. She had the number one movie and the number one album in the country. She made history
year?
several times. Made in whatever Manhattan. JLo literally was. I used to be the girl who would keep track of history. JLo made history several times to the point where it became a joke. Like, what other history is she gonna make now? To have somebody that untalented be that historic, it's iconic whether we think she deserves it or not.
No, because like you said, you were the pop culture person, so that you definitely knew the stats and heard that. But I think what iconic does. Perfect example, Madonna being someone who, while Latasha may not know her whole body of work and every movie and thing she's done, she knows who Madonna is and knows Madonna has this body of work, but she didn't know JLo like that. You being in pop culture, of course you knew. So I think iconic is someone like a Madonna who hits Wakanda, a little black girl.
No, I agree, but Madonna was actually talented. We keep on mentioning talented people, babe.
But that's
I feel like
what we're saying.
The world is full of untalented icons.
JLo's had iconic moments.
I hate to say it, but the world is full of untalented icons.
JLo's had iconic moments, but an icon she is not.
And so, like, what I was trying to say earlier,
I currently today agree.
But
in 2005, I would have fought you on her way.
I would have thought she was on her way.
No, in 2005, I would have fought you on this.
But yeah, I would have, because I would have said she's on her way, but she's
had
not.
She just shut up and got her things, this would have been a different conversation.
And so, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like iconic moments and iconic things, they build up to you being an icon. So
she was this close and kept talking.
And so that's what I think that when we're talking about JLo, she had a moment. We're not disputing that, and Bow Wow too.
For decades.
For decades, but she lost it because now, because even like,
exactly.
I don't think that she ever really had it to begin with is my point, because like people who mess with Madonna, who mess with fucking 112, Juvenile, Young Jeezy, they'll still go to their concerts.
Those are black people, and I hate to decenter us on a show about black people, but I will say this. I have a lot of non-black Latin friends who they would say that about JLo, and they cry about her, and they are a fanatic with her. So I think,
well, then why aren't they buying the
JLo
tickets?
just needs to go away for like,
because they have TikTok now, babe.
Here's the thing.
They now have TikTok.
JLo needs
Shout
to
out to
go
my friend
away.
Carla Monteroso. Carla is one of my closest Latin friends, non-black Latinx friends. She's like, oh shit, we gotta let her go too, huh? Selena's. Like, the Latin community is mourning her now.
No, but the point I'm trying to make is that they're not going to go see the girl. Like, she's not the girl anymore.
But I'm saying she reached icon for them, and it got reneged for them.
Well, I thought
she almost reached.
I agree with Jeff. Like, icon is a lifetime status thing.
No,
and then
the whites
like
and the Latinos
trajectory to do that. If
the whites and the Latinos had already given it to her. The blacks were almost there, and the bitch kept talking.
But see, that's the thing. Like,
she kept talking.
So it's like icon. It's like a voting committee. Like you said, it's the whites, it's the Latinos, it's the blacks, and everything.
Shout out to the Asians who are just happy to be here. I feel bad.
Even the Asians, everybody.
Shout out to the Koreans.
It's somebody from every nationality, and I think like with Madonna, when the votes came in, it was somebody from every nationality that was like, yeah, she's that girl. With JLo, when it came time to vote, it was a couple that wasn't, so she was on her way, but she didn't get the actual ticket.
I agree, and you know, here's the thing I will say about this, and this is gonna sound so fucked up. You don't get to talk crazy unless you're talented.
Yeah.
So my thing is, there's honorable mention icon where we call it an industry plant now. And JLo was one of the original, fuck Ice Spice, JLo was like the original industry plant, right? Mm-hmm. The fact that her entire career was based off of somebody in the industry pushing you ahead of the line despite a black woman, a biracial black woman, means that you were an industry plant. So there's the people who were planted to be icons and the folks who are so fucking talented that they were gonna be icons with or without our help, right? I think we keep comparing her to people who were so talented, even if they had showed their ass like her, it was bona fide because of talent. But when you are someone who's marginally talented and you're an industry plant, you kind of have to be nice to the audience.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I feel like career advice for JLo.
Oh shit, she don't want to hear from me after she said she was 60. Right, JLo tuned out.
Only y'all hear me out.
You called her 60. She has not recovered from that.
Maybe.
She's crying to Ben's lawyers right now.
At this point, only the gays can save JLo. And what she has to do is
which kind of gays? Because the black one said fuck you, ho.
No, she has to go away for like 5 years, just be silent, and the gays will start requesting her at Pride. Because when I tell you Maya is still booked, Lil Kim, Kiki Wyatt, all these girls, the gays pull them out. Lil Mo still on stages.
Teacher Moses. Wanna Be Your Girl is going to get a Catch You Not a remix wherever you go.
Right.
That is the only song Teacher has, because I can't listen to the original Be Your Girl.
But that's more than JLo's getting right now. I'm not hearing on the 6th at Pride.
JLo needs to go away, because then the gays would be like, well, one should be cheaper to book. But
no, Mama won't be. That's the thing.
Yeah, she will not be.
JLo's in her mind, it's still 1998. We're still waiting for tonight in her mind. Mm-hmm. And what's happening is her Delulu has no Solulu. So y'all can say whatever you want. In her mind, it is still 1998, 99, and we're waiting for the Y2K to happen. And I think if she just came on the journey with us into this century,
Because aging
she can
is
fix
hard.
it.
Shit.
Aging is not. But here's my thing.
It's not
though.
the aging part.
It's the hubris. It's not the aging. It's the hubris.
No, it is that, but also the aging and realizing people see you as. That's why she's still. JLo could dance, yeah. That's why she's still trying to move like that, because she's constantly trying to prove I'm still Jenny from the block. She's still trying
to move like that. Damn, you keep coming for this lady.
Listen, aging is.
You said she's trying to move like that?
Because she's 60 years old, so you know.
Let me tell you, for those of you who weren't around in the late 90s, when Get Right came out and that little backwards dance came out, I busted my ass many a time trying to back, and I was a thick girl trying to backwards dance in my living room in Boston, Massachusetts. JLo reattempted that move recently. And the kid said, "What the fuck is this? Is he having a seizure?" Yeah. The thing that was considered iconic in '99 is now getting you dragged on TikTok in 2024.
Yeah.
And the thing about Beyonce
There's
is
a lot of things from the '90s that were.
Yes.
And honestly, too, when somebody said, "Well, have we ever thought that the reason she canceled because there's always an apologist. The reason she canceled her tour is because the Diddy thing triggered her."
No, people just weren't buying tickets.
Jeffrey, she hates you.
Oh,
Wow.
So that wasn't a question for us.
Wow. JLo, I apologize for Jeffrey Smith Jr.
But
He
I
was
like
supposed
you,
to.
JLo. I really like her.
Your love hurts.
Right. I was like, if that's a real friend.
How are you the only gay man? How is the only gay man in the studio dragging JLo?
I'm a real
the
friend
only
because
hope you
I came
had.
out the gate
Nasty bitch.
standing up for her.
You a nasty
hoe. You ain't
hoe.
gonna talk about my girl, but then when y'all start hitting the facts, girl, I'm gonna defend you. We in this, but
the bigger lesson is that kindness ages well.
It does.
Talent lets you be mean, but kindness always ages well. Aretha was mean, but the bitch was so talented, we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Mama, you could call me anything you want. We love you. You know what I mean?
And still call her Miss Franklin.
Miss Franklin cussed me out.
And she always makes sure she got her money up front.
Right.
Said, "Give me my."
Miss Franklin never left her purse. She was again the original Ice Spice. You think Ice Spice always has a purse? Aretha said, "Where's my money in cash and where's my purse?"
Cash. Let's go.
And so here's the thing too about aging, because I do want to bring it back to the lessons that we can learn from Jennifer Lopez. Because being people who are old enough to remember her the first time she was famous, I think we could learn about, what have you learned from this conversation about aging gracefully?
Us or JLo?
What has JLo taught you about aging more gracefully?
I don't get aging tips from JLo. Because she's
You a nasty bitch. You a nasty.
Because now, and again,
Jeffrey, I'm trying to help you redeem it.
Well, for me, I would say for me singularly, as someone who was definitely
double down too.
As someone who was definitely a JLo fan, now why I haven't seen the documentary.
You're a fan.
Hang on, but why I haven't seen the documentary, why I don't know the new music, why I have not purchased the ticket to the tour, hit up a friend that might work for her to go to the tour.
Wait, so what makes you a fan? What makes you a fan?
Because now I do feel
what makes you a fan? Because you knew her in the 90s?
Now I do feel like she's grasping at straws. She's trying to do too much in everything to stay relevant. Yeah. And I'm like, back then in the early 90s, early 2000s, it
was the late 90s. Fuck, now you really think she's 60.
I'm sorry, late 90s, early 2000s.
She's not 60 years old.
She's not 60, Jeffrey.
Late 90s, early 2000s, it more just felt like, JLo, these opportunities are happening for you and it's good, your career's coming up. Now it feels like, it does feel like a desperate attempt to stay relevant. And me as a fan, I'm trying to remember the JLo from once when, as opposed to who this person now is, whose shows, movies, documentaries I can't finish or want to see.
So what have you learned from watching her stumble? I'm trying to bring this to somewhere nice where you can say something nice to her so she doesn't put a hit out on your ass.
She appears to be a great mother. Them kids, from what I've seen, the things that are shown, the way she talks about them in interviews, she really wanted them. She has two of them, a boy and a girl. She appears to be like a great mom, regardless of what we feel about her. With anything, she really seems like she is a great mother.
You said beautiful gowns, but yes, she loves her offspring.
She loves her kids. And, if she...
I would say, no, that's true. I mean, when people say, well, can you say something nice about Kanye? Seeing Kanye with his children almost made me cry. I was like, damn, I want a daddy, the fuck? No, he's a great father, but that's when you know that shit is fucked up, because I asked about her career.
That's something I feel like is not forced, it's not fake talent, it's her just genuinely being a great mom.
She kind of wanted her daughter to play her in her movie, and is trying to shot her singing career. So
because she want the money to stay in the film. No.
Yeah, there's a little industry in there. I'm not even going to hold you. Well, Lulu, as from Wakanda, speaking from Wakanda, i.e. Detroit, can you think of something nice to say to JLo so that we don't get sued in this episode?
Sis body go off, and I saw her. She came in one of the yoga studios I used to work in, her and A-Rod came in. First, I really didn't even see her because A-Rod is fine. Did y'all know that? Like, I never even thought about it in person. I was like, good grief.
He's giving zaddy.
He's giving zaddy. Like, he's fine. And so then I saw JLo after, and like, sis looked fantastic. Like, great.
I will say this. I saw JLo at Taco Tuesday because, she's really good friends with Stevie Mackey.
Yeah, Stevie Mackey. He's a vocal coach.
He's a vocal coach, amazing vocal coach, and a kind human, beautiful spirit, Libra. And when she's around him, how some people bring out something in you? The mean, I hate Virgos. Oh, that's another reason she can't stand Beyonce. She hates Virgos. Fuck. Oh, shit. The fact that JLo has all this thinly veiled animosity towards Beyonce, and now dancers are saying that when she throws auditions, she says, who's a Virgo in here, and she kicks them out. I'm wondering, are they paying for Beyonce's wins? Oh, shit, is that why you hate Virgos? Because people are like, why does she hate Virgos specifically? Fucking Beyonce, the Virgo of all Virgos. Wow, just heard that. But when you could be mean as hell, we all have somebody that we can be ourselves around. Seeing her in his space, she was actually really lovely in his space. So I can say that the people that she trusts to be a real person around, she's probably a great friend too. So to your point, she's a great mother, she's a great friend, but as an icon, as a songstress, as a diva.
Don't say songstress. We've never. I like JLo in the late 90s. Ain't nobody ever said, girl, get a mic.
Jeffrey, are you sure you're a fan? Please don't ever.
What was supposed
I ain't never.
You're a fan? Don't ever be my fan if this is how you talk. Shit.
She was a showgirl. That's what she was, a showgirl. Because most showgirls they
she
get up there and
she was not Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell doing showgirl.
She was a great showgirl.
Oh,
I ain't never
heavens.
requested JLo on a mic.
Jeffrey, we might have to turn your mic off. Because I thought this episode was going to get
times.
spicy from Lulu. I didn't expect friendly fire from the gays. It's Pride Month. Like,
Happy Pride.
if you can't be nice to JLo on Pride Month, which is the only place where I think she has a leg to stand on.
Episode, but y'all just y'all did something to turn me against her.
The truth,
voodoo y'all do.
The facts. I will say this though, for all the Leos out there, because she was the Leo for a while. Let this be a lesson to y'all that the year of reckoning. Please get some therapy. Because if she had a better therapist, they'd be like, "Now, honey, you can't be that girl." But
what if she doesn't have a therapist? She might have been using the documentary to be her therapy.
With Ben saying, "Why are you sharing my love letters with the studio?"
Exactly, because I think emotionally intelligent or evolved person, she might have shared that with a therapist, and the therapist would be like, "Girl, don't put this in your movie."
That's very true.
So maybe she doesn't have a
if
therapist.
If she has a therapist, fire that lady because
Ego.
she's working for the ops. I also learned to keep sacred things sacred because watching the way that JLo heavily marketed her relationship with Ben imagine the love of your life comes back to you after 20 years. And rather than just saying, "Oh, sacred things sacred, I learned the first time," you thrust him into the limelight and make 2 different fucking movies that nobody wanted about him. With him looking aggrieved and begrudging the entire time. Like, why are we doing this?
Because JLo said, "I got game for you young hoes." No.
Exactly. But that's the thing though, right? Like, there's a lack of gratitude for us. We don't all get a second chance with the one who got away. And instead of just enjoying him, she commodified it. And there's I learned this from Wendy Williams. When you watch that speaking of sad documentaries that shouldn't have been made, when you watch that sad Wendy Williams documentary, you're like, oh, wait, she's not broke. She still has money. She still has a place to stay. She still has people who love her. But she's willing to look pathetic in the public eye because the fame monster has gotten her. Fame is a hell of a drug. More than money.
It's a hell of a drug.
I think Wendy Williams and JLo are going out bad in the exact same way where their love of fame has actually gotten them by the ankle and made their legacies. 2 people who were solidified in the 90s, who should have been icons, are now have an asterisk next to their name because of the fame monster.
Falling because also at the same time, they can't go get a job at Wendy's when the fame stops.
Not Wendy working at Wendy's. Now you're telling jokes.
That's great.
Jeffrey, you are so violent.
But to the point of like what's his name? What was the actor's name that last couple years?
He's so problematic. I missed you. The show was too clean without you, Jeffrey.
Elvin from the Cosbys. when social media found out that nigga was doing a regular job working at the Home Depot, he couldn't even go to work because now everybody's in there with a camber making fun of him. Oh, you fell off.
But we stood behind him and now he got employed.
Yeah, now he got employed.
I just saw him on Lifetime like last week.
But Wendy and JLo, they filled out a job application at 60.
Neither one of them are hurting for money.
But they both have money. That's what I'm saying. The currency is fame.
But I think what it is
if they were broke, I actually think if JLo was broke, she would get more. People would be like, "Oh, we get it, babe, because you need the money." The problem is that you're this rich and you're still this desperate.
But they never see it as enough. They always want more. And again, JLo got kids, so she probably want to make sure they never have to work. So it's like I have to keep making.
That's ship has sailed. Her kids can fuck it. Her son doesn't ever have to wear a condom, and their legacy will be fine.
Girl, have you seen how much the rent is going up?
No, Mark Anthony.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he's aging well.
Yes.
And he actually can sing.
And talented. He got a huge following.
He has a huge following because he's
Yeah.
actually
He's
talented.
talented as fuck. Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, you have a baby daddy who's talented and rich as fuck and still has hits, and you have all your own money.
He is more talented than her. She wants to be seen as the one that's the most talented. So she is
honey,
still.
that's just weird.
That's the fame drug. That's that fame drug.
I will say this. I think the conversation around JLo highlights something that I just saw on social media that I posted before I came here, where someone said, y'all always, because broke people love to get mad at me when I say that money can't buy happiness. Like, that's easy for you to say in Hollywood. Let me pause real quick. It said, I feel like money could take away 90% of the things that stress me. I said, nigga, money could take away 100% of the things that stress me. But here's the thing. Money only takes away what stresses you. It doesn't bring you joy. The joy is sold separately. It frees you up to find your joy, but it doesn't actually bring you joy. And we're conflating freedom with happiness. And I know so many rich, free people who are miserable and depressed who want to hang out with me because I look like I'm having all the fucking fun while I'm barely paying for my extra guacamole at Chipotle. I'm not broke. I'm just being fiscally responsible.
Is this a test experiment? Because I'll show you how the money can make
No,
you
Jeffrey, no. Actually, you're actually the perfect example for what I'm saying. No, you're actually exhibit fucking A, Jeffrey, because there are times
I'll
where
take you to Greece tomorrow.
but Jeffrey, us having fun in Greece wouldn't be because we're in Greece. It's because I'm with you and you're a fun motherfucker. I think you're a perfect example. There were times where you were like, I remember when we had Blue Jam Cafe. We went to what you like, Blue? I've been living in Miami for a while. I want to move back to LA. I have a dream of being a...
I didn't tell my mama that. No.
Oh, I have a dream of coming back to LA, but post-pandemic, it's going to be so expensive. Jeffrey, we had the time of our fucking lives the entire time you were trying to figure out, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck money. The joy was already there. Money makes you more of what you already are. So the reason why you think money's going to make you happy is because you're already fucking happy. I'm talking about people who are miserable who think money's going to make them
different.
happy.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah.
Money doesn't make you happy.
I'm very
it
happy.
enhances what you already are.
But damn, you just call me broke on this podcast?
No, that's not what we say. Jeffrey, you and JLo's therapist need to break up.
I know.
She ain't got one.
But I think Jeffrey's a perfect example we're all joyous people because money makes you more of what you already are. So if I'm joyous, give me a lot of fucking money. I'm gonna have even more fun.
Yeah.
But if you are miserable, the money will not change anything. And I know so many miserable people who are convinced that money is going to make them happy. No, you're already miserable.
Yeah, if you're already miserable, it ain't going to change, help, or fix anything. Yeah, you got to know your self-worth and your happiness before getting rich, honestly.
Literally, and I think for JLo, I think she believed that the money was going to make her happy, and she realized what made her happy was the fame. Mm-hmm. And the fame is external, which means it's fleeting because the minute we move on, you've lost the spotlight. Had she been happy for real, she wouldn't be on her 11th husband, losing one of them for the second time over. She would have been like, yo, I fucking did that in the 90s and 2000s, and now I want to work at a nonprofit with black women giving back from people I took from. A happy JLo would have aged beautifully.
Wonderfully.
Well, maybe if y'all buy tickets to her concert, she'll get happy.
What concert? It was canceled.
Because of y'all. Y'all weren't buying tickets. Y'all could have made her happy.
Were the fan.
No, you're the fan because of you. How are you a fan and you didn't even watch the fucking documentary? Even her own fans don't have her back.
I watched her interview when she was on The View.
Because that was free and you didn't have to try.
You was watching The View anyways.
Right, you watched The View every day for Whoopi.
Shut up, Vulture.
You watch The View every day for Whoopi and Sunny.
I do.
You are such a horrible fan. Now it is Pride Month because now we're gonna pivot real quick.
I'm not coming back next week.
Jeffrey's like, I want to go back to Greece. Jeffrey, do you want to give us an update because it's Pride Month and you were having a gay old time in Greece?
She said you broke and you big and gay. Let's talk about this.
Nobody calls you broke. Or big. Wow, Jeffrey. You're fighting your demons today. Your inner JLo. Your inner JLo. Ever since you called her 60, your inner JLo came out. He's like, fuck, I chose the wrong team at the beginning.
Oh, it's hot. It is so hot in here.
Because you put moonshine in our fucking drink. Jeffrey, I've had 1/4 of my drink, and I feel like I've been roofied.
I refilled it.
Welcome back.
Oh, wait, you refilled it? Yeah. That's why I was drunk? Okay.
So, she was like, why is it still full?
Y'all are so irresponsible. The show is called, hold on.
And in real life, Natasha will refill your drink without you knowing.
I love you motherfuckers so much. Problematic as hell, but I love you. So Jeffrey, how was Greece?
Greece was amazing. Thank you, Kaylin. Thank you. So we
Kaylin Allen
had the best time. when I tell you 10 days on that ship, honestly, I probably could have done another 2 before I would have been like, get me off of here, I'm ready to go home. But it was just so much fun. We did, in Greece, we did Santorini, Mykonos, we did Crete, we went to Turkey and did Bodrum, Croatia and did Dubrovnik, I did the Game of Thrones tour, and Montenegro, which at first I thought Couture was in Greece. Couture's in Montenegro, and that made my 35th country. So I got a new stamp, because when you go by ship, they don't actually stamp your passport.
They don't, yeah.
And I hate that. I wanted to find like a souvenir stamp, but I couldn't. But yeah, Montenegro made my 35th country, but it was 10 days. Going to sleep and waking up to nothing but the ocean and the waves. And then I got back home and it was police sirens and crackheads.
Because you live in downtown LA.
I live downtown LA. Not that I live in the ghetto, but I live downtown LA.
No, downtown LA is like saying you live in Times Square. It's not the ghetto because it costs a coin, you are in the thick of it. Into the thick of it.
Sirens. I was trying to put like the ocean waves on my Sonos to like be in my apartment when I go to sleep. Meanwhile, crackheads are screaming. Somebody got shot like the night I got back.
Jesus Christ. Not bad boys. What you gonna do?
I was just like, oh, so I really am back in reality. But
that's my dream, to do a luxury cruise.
Oh,
I love luxury
my next
cruises.
one I'm manifesting, the Four Seasons has a cruise. I'm manifesting that.
Can we come?
Yeah, well, I've been a plus. I'm a +1, so the plus.
It must be nice to be gay and pretty, huh?
It is.
Happy Pride, just gay and pretty.
And just
Jeffery.
have good friends, because it fell. The trip fell the week of my birthday, so it was also just like, oh. Birthday.
You got a friend in me.
Like Kayla, like me, it was one night. Oh, this right here. So this rose right here is from.
Say out loud to the audience what you're pointing at.
I'm pointing at my rose and my titty.
He has a red rose on his titty for the audio listeners.
Yeah, so I've been wearing this since I got back. They gave us this one of the shows. It was called Another Rose. The best show I've ever seen.
I saw it in your stories.
It was so good, but we were there. They had like 3 tiers: the floor seats, the middle seats, and the balcony seats. We were floor seats. So it was just a whole experience. They was pulling us around. We were sitting, we were having dinner, we were drinking, moving this and that. Me and Kaylin laughed. We had so much fun.
That's my dream vacation.
It was the best night, but the whole trip was amazing. But it was great.
I would say this: it was 11 p.m. and I'm getting ready because I was doing a marathon of shows to bulk for June. And I'm like, oh, it's a day without having to do any work. I'm just going to go to sleep. And at 11:30, I get a text saying, you up? And I'm like,
oh, yes.
And I'm like, oh, no, Jeffrey is in Greece. Customs got him because he probably slept with somebody's husband. What's going on? This motherfucker calls me from FaceTime from Mykonos in a hot tub.
Oh, Blue.
On a luxury cruise ship. Like, hey, bitch, I just want you to see this. Hey, bitch. I'm like, this is how you tell me you're not coming to work tomorrow? Like, really? A luxury cruise in a hot tub?
I'm going to post it. But every day, so we had Moe Happy Hour because Moe also sponsors Virgin.
That must be nice. You got a friend in me.
We were rock stars. That was our band.
Can you tell Kaylin my number?
You have general admission. They had red wristbands, but rock stars, you have black. We have black wristbands. So every day from 5 to 6, we had Moe Happy Hour on the top deck, which you could not come in unless you had a black wristband. I reported a lot of white people because they had.
Wait a minute, you were in VIP in Greece on a luxury cruise reporting the white folks?
Because they would do it to us.
For sneaking in the VIP?
If I was in there with a red wristband.
Reparations.
Exactly. But every day at happy hour, I called somebody. I FaceTimed one of my friends. I was on the phone with Latasha was my morning coffee before I went to work out every day. Because it would be it would be like 9 p.m. here. I called Blue, I called Lou, I called Brandy, I called Jessica, both Jessica Nabongo and Jessica Boyd. I called Ryan Courtney. He was somewhere scamming. I called.
Wait, you said his phone name and scamming. Right. He gonna sue your ass for his next scam.
I called Lamar. Every day I called somebody. I said, "Welcome to my ship. This is my home." It was so good. Also, Chris and Ashley.
When you get that after the shout outs, when you get that 31 million that you said that.
We all going on. Listen.
I'm not going. You know that.
Well,
why?
We're gonna have to knock Latasha out, and she's gonna wake up on the boat.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
That's easy, right?
Yeah. He'll just give you one of his drinks. She won't ask no fucking questions. Ooh, what's this?
Anesthesia.
Right. If you ever want to get Lulu on a boat, just give her a shot of something that'll make her go night night.
But it was.
Look at Lulu. She can't even deny it. She's like, yeah.
I don't want to go, guys.
I know all of us. We're planning. Actually, I ain't telling anything for y'all to know. That's for us.
I want to go on a luxury cruise, and I want to do it with other bougie bitches.
And this is my thing.
I want to hold the coats in the pocketbooks.
I had so many people.
No, it's so fun. I don't even swim, bitch, and I still go.
Blue, it was so many people. I have at least 17 people asking me my itinerary about a cruise and everything. Cruises are the way to go, especially at our big age now.
Luxury
I could have done
cruises.
it in my 20s.
No, there's some cheap cruises. The luxury
and my number
ones.
one tip, I tell everybody to enjoy the cruise. Pay for the upgrades. Upgrade your room, upgrade your band, your package. Cruises are expensive. Do not be cheap on a cruise. You will not enjoy it.
Speaking of cruises, and this is something that I saw on the way over here. I love how you did all this for free 99, friend.
$3.99.
Real tourist
It pays
behavior.
to have friends that are in high places.
Friends in High Places is another song I don't want to start singing. A lady who had a dream of going on a luxury cruise her entire life, much like me. Shout out to my mother who took me on a luxury cruise through the bougiest, richest parts of Europe when I was young, 26, and then gave me a taste for the high life that I've never recovered from. She's the reason I'm like this. That European cruise, I was in Monte Carlo in a tuxedo dress, like with the rich people playing, like, what's it called, poker? I just know I lost a bunch of money that didn't belong to me. But when I went on that cruise, I was like, this is amazing. This lady had that same dream of doing a luxury cruise. She spent $15,000 on a cruise.
Yes.
Was excited.
Yes.
Posted the thing, confirmed. Somebody saw the itinerary number and to spite her called and canceled her vacation right beforehand.
But she got her money back though.
No, she went to the cruise ship with her family of 4, crying, saying, we've been saving up our entire lives for this. They said because it was not within 30 days, it's non-refundable and you can't come on and you can't get the money back. Bitch. Someone canceled her blessing because they didn't like how she was bragging. It was on Facebook. You know, Facebook people are mean.
They are.
Somebody on Facebook said, oh yeah, bitch, you want to talk about $15,000 cruiser in this economy? And called from a dummy number and canceled her cruise.
See, and I found out like how much people are paying to be on that ship. Because folks, when they see the black wristbands, they're like cruisers. I didn't know what it was. I really didn't know. People would see the wristbands and be like, you're a rock star. If you don't mind me asking, white people so tacky, how much did you pay? Like they would,
nigga, the nigga was implied. How much did you pay, nigga? Is there affirmative action for
cruises?
Let me
tell you, also black people, when you're going to luxury, I ain't talking about Carnival. When you go on a luxury cruise, the microaggressions are very real.
Oh, very.
Me and Kaylin, luckily, are just funny people, so we laughed at them. But if you're somebody that gets offended, just be prepared. The microaggressions of how are you black and can afford to be, because a Virgin cruise is not, they was paying $10,000.
This like the fact that this lady paid
for
15,
interior cabins.
Yeah,
yeah. Ooh.
But imagine spending $15K as a working class poor white, right? And so my question is, how much hate does it take for someone to do that? Because imagine like, oh yeah, bitch, itinerary 67854, got it.
I'm gonna give y'all.
I would like to cancel. That's ugly.
That is
You're
You're going to hell at that point.
Your karma is
Your karma is fucked.
Kaylin made a list of them. I can't remember 2 specific microaggressions. It was one day we went to breakfast. We were sitting down. And again, Kaylin, if you go to Kaylin Allen is bigger than most of your favorite.
Kaylin Allen, beloved by Ellen DeGeneres and millions across the internet.
Bigger than most of y'all favorite white celebrities, influencers, anything.
He could probably get more people than JLo.
And Kaylin.
You said Kaylin could get more people than JLo. The violence continues. Wow.
And
can we block Stevie Mackey and all of our mutual friends with her from this episode? I don't want them to see this and not invite me to Taco Tuesday no more.
We sat down and literally at breakfast, the 2 of us sat down. It was a white couple next to us. I don't know where they're from because they did have accents. But the guy, he was like, oh my God, did you guys go to the show last night? Or no, were you at the show last night? And we were just like, oh, no. And he's like, oh my God, it got canceled. We were like, oh, what's going on? He's like, well, one of the acrobats got hurt in the routine or whatever and fell. And we were like, oh my God. We were like, oh my God. He's like, oh yeah, I thought it was one of you guys.
I thought you were the help. You flying Negroes, you magical Negroes.
Oh, you see, he said, oh yeah, I thought it was. So we have now assessed that one of the black cast members have gotten hurt.
Right.
Racial profiling.
He's like, yeah, I thought it was one of you guys. And I'm like, I'm sitting here with one of the biggest.
What did you say?
I'm not one of those that's
nigga, what did
conflict.
You say?
We were like, oh no, we were not at that shop. I mean, at that show, I think we were at one of the restaurants.
Me and Lulu would have been like, and why is that?
Yeah, I didn't, yeah.
I would have been like, oh, I don't work here.
Do you work here?
Yeah, do you work here?
My second one, and this one was just funny. I actually busted out laughing.
When you think things are funny, they're usually problematic. Okay, go ahead.
We were on the Tinder coming back, I forget which country, but coming back to the ship. We were sitting next to all these people and everybody's talking because he was, where you from? That's the thing, where you from? And this white lady was from Australia. And before, they
don't even like Aboriginals. Fuck niggas.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Because we were all like, where you from? And then she didn't ask where we from. She said, are you guys from Jamaica?
Oh, wow.
My yellow ass.
First of all, there's tons of yellow Jamaicans.
Yes.
There's a lot of yellow
niggas. I'll take that back. Just me speaking, I don't feel I have a Jamaican.
No, there's no patois.
Okay, there's nothing. And I'm literally having a conversation, and she just said, you guys are from Jamaica.
Wow. I was like, yeah, man. Beef patty and pointed to her. I will say this. Lil Duval, I want to say this to the camera. Lil Duval, shut up.
Oh.
Lil Duval went on Twitter and said, fellas, stay woke. Jamaica is for women what Dominican Republic is for us. And?
What about it?
What about it? If I want to go to Jamaica and get dick down, whose business is that? Whose business business is it that my head was stuck in the headboard?
Right. What's it to you?
What's it to you? And me and Bridget talked about this. I was the only one who got lucky at her wedding. She said it was like 11 of us. She's like, I was like, bitch, that was a sexy wedding. She's like, so I heard. People were getting the beach, on the balconies. I want to have a wedding where everybody's getting laid.
I just want to say real quick, the audience can't see this, even the camera, the video audience, but the more we drink, Blue, your skirt is coming higher.
Oh, shit. That's what happened in Jamaica.
Blue, this skirt is about to be a whole thing. I was trying, because I'm like, I know we're nearing the end of the episode,
That's what happened in Jamaica. The more I drank, my skirt kept going up.
It's about to be around her navel.
It's about to be a tank top. Blue, every sip, and just the more time, that skirt was like
yeah. That's what happened when I went on vacation. I kept drinking. I was like, ooh, it's cooler here.
It keeps getting cooler and cooler. Who knew?
But can you imagine, would you be happy? Luckily, here's the thing. Bridget, she likes to see us get properly fucked and loved on, right? She's a good friend. She's not a hater.
Wait, who?
Bridget.
Oh, Bridget.
So Bridget loved the fact that her wedding was full of people getting it in, right? Mm-hmm. How would you feel if you found out that a bunch of people all the single folks were laying it low and spreading it wide at your wedding? Would you be happy or annoyed?
You asking me?
Maybe we should start with the host. Right. Natasha, person in a relationship, how would you feel knowing that people were getting in at your sexy destination wedding?
I would love that. I think that would be great.
Me too. Look at everybody getting married in some way, shape, or form.
Listen.
I feel like your wedding might be an orgy. That's different. It might be on the itinerary.
Listen, you put the gays in a setting of never mind.
The gays and the girls
in a confined space.
In a confined space.
Invite them to brunch.
Right.
You have to just invite them over to watch TV. You don't even got to real
I'm
occasion.
saying, like, when you like go on trips and do things with gay men, like when you start getting excluded, that's when you know the sex is
somebody's
happening.
fucking, yeah.
Yeah. So
Unless it's friends. Well, I can't say unless it's friends, because me and my group of friends that ain't, we've had many group trips and that don't happen.
Huh.
Yeah,
with the mates.
allegedly.
Right.
Speaking of gay friends that we love, when are y'all gonna have Chitty come on the fucking show?
Listen,
y'all don't scared Chitty.
I ain't scared nothing.
This is supposed to be a safe space. This man is scared that we're gonna cancel his ass on the show.
He's like, he was scared about what he was concerned about what he would say. He
didn't trust himself. It wasn't us. It was him.
Yes, correct.
So he knows who he is.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Chitty, bring your ass on the show.
Chitty, bring your ass. And when are we getting
Chitty.
finance James Bland? We're getting requests.
James is in town right now.
We should have had him come today.
Damn.
Why did you, Jeffrey? You had one job,
Right.
I was trying to get limes and
really?
cocktails.
Getting us fucked up off of fucking moonshine was your priority, and not getting finance James Bland.
Me and James, we going out tonight.
Judas, I swear to God.
First the
Jeffrey,
now this.
at your brunch, you had one assignment: get James on the show. James was like, "Yeah, Jeffrey knows when I'm around."
Oh shit. I was definitely, we were literally we was on the phone right before you came to pick me up.
You are the worst booker ever on the show. Can you please
He could have easily came today. That would have
He
worked out
definitely
perfectly.
could have come today.
Jeffrey, can you please get James on the
Because
show?
he was on his way to the gym when we was talking.
Jeffrey,
Yes.
we're on camera now. For the 50, Lulu was the witness the first 3 times.
I will have James the next time because we got to find when we gonna be back. And I'll get
You
James.
stutter when you lie, but that's fine.
Because I was trying to make 2 things happen. Because I was gonna say the next time we're in studio, but I was like, wait, we got to figure out when we're gonna be in studio.
No, when James is here, we will be. You
Okay.
know what? That's the line I understand. We are not coming back as a trio until James Bland makes an appearance.
Look, keep talking. I'm gonna call him right now
We are
and get him to confirm on camera.
Call him on camera.
I'm gonna get him to confirm on camera.
him?
Yeah,
This is like one of them shows. This is about to be his unofficial first appearance. This
Right.
is how
Right.
to make up.
because James, I think the people believe you're not a real person. You got to keep talking so that
Okay,
we
so
got
for
dead
those
air.
who don't know, we are now calling James Bland.
J.R. Bland, just see.
Make sure when he picks up, we're gonna pan to Jeffrey, and Jeffrey's gonna turn unless his titties are out.
I know, right? He might be at the gym still because it's still
And
ringing.
put the phone near the mic so that people can hear it because it's an audio
I
broadcast.
want him to pick up first.
Or you can be like, "Hey, bitch."
You on speaker? Because you answer the phone, you be like, "Hey, friend, you're on speaker."
Right.
You gotta
Well,
throw
I'm
it
the
in real
friend who
fast.
has to tell that because I started off with something ratchet on purpose.
He might still be at the gym because it's still ringing. So at least he ain't hang up on me.
Damn, we can't
Yeah.
even get him to call into
It's
the
still
show.
ringing, so that means he's currently occupied.
Okay, Jeffrey. So y'all heard it here. The trio will not be back until James Bland is here. It will be a quartet. You got a friend in me. Jeffrey, you had one job. Look at Lulu doing a little dance. Lulu, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe that we're coming back anytime soon? Given these new guidelines. Of course you believe in yourself. Lulu, how old do you
I think we got like a 4.
A 4 out of 5?
Out of 10, babe.
That ain't out of 10. It's only
Wait, how you gonna tell her what her score is?
Because
misogyny.
No, Lutasha is only because James does not permanently live here anymore.
No, because he's here right now.
Balancing his schedule.
No, because he's here down the street right now. You didn't get him here.
So we coming tomorrow?
Yes, if you could find him.
Caden, can we book this space for tomorrow?
Well, it has to be Monday because tomorrow's Pride.
Caden, he's there possibly if you got the money.
Caden, are you going to be around on Monday? Yeah, I'm usually here Mondays. So this is the only way this is going to happen. If you can get James to come Monday.
Let me see when he leaves. If he doesn't, then yeah.
Because tomorrow's Pride and I'm on the float.
Oh, shit. Monday is milk.
You gonna have to tell them meal to prep themselves, nigga. Let me
figure out when he leaves.
You owe us. You better make that salad after the show. It's only a 90-minute broadcast.
Make that salmon
after the show, okay?
Sprouts.
Right. We got this 24 hours. This show is only 90 minutes. Okay. You can put the Tupperware away for 90 minutes. You owe us. How you come back from Greece and the one action item we gave you?
I got a whole new fix on life.
You know what? Okay, Stella. So what we're saying is that if you are a straight man who wants to get laid, go to Dominican Republic. If you are a woman wanting to get laid, go to Jamaica. So good. And so I'm so sorry. I keep having flashbacks, bitch. Jeffrey, where do the boys go?
Starbucks.
Wait.
Check your local coffee shop. Gyms, actually. Go to the gym.
Wait, the straights have to get on a plane. Y'all just go to the store?
Go to the gym. Depends on what you're looking for.
And what you look like.
I think it depends more on what you look like.
Yes.
Jeffrey, so we're going to be very tender. This is our last segment.
Okie dokes.
It's called Love or Lust.
Love or lust or lover lust?
No, the key thing. Remember we talked about what's driving versus what's in the passenger seat? Mm-hmm. How love can be driving and lust can be in the passenger seat? Mm-hmm. There's only one passenger seat and there's only one driver's seat, right?
That's why I said or.
And yeah, no. So love or lust. Currently, Lulu, when it comes to relationships, are you in a space of love or lust?
I think love.
Love is in the driver's seat.
Love is in the driver's seat, but lust be trying to creep over.
Everybody trying to hump your leg?
Trying to hump my leg.
How about you, Jeffrey? Are you in a space of love or lust?
I'm in a space of like.
That's not an option. Like is in the back.
Because it's not lust.
It's lust.
Lust is
like.
Well, love is a very strong word, and I can't throw that out there.
So what about lust? What's wrong with lust?
What's wrong with lust?
Because lust just implies I just want to fuck you. I just want to be on you and fuck on you.
So you have deep like for somebody.
Yeah, I'm in deep like. I'm not in love.
Deep like is the hallway towards love, friend.
It is.
Literally.
Deep like.
You're walking towards love in the hallway.
But not like immediately.
He's like, not
fast.
The
denial runs deep.
Like is a good space.
Let me explain to you. Once you leave lust, you are headed towards love.
Well, lust was definitely a place, but currently
you don't live there no more.
Yeah, not only that.
And he didn't even. Lulu, did you catch this? He didn't even say like. He said deep like.
He did say deep like.
Deep like is about to knock on the door of love. Like, knock anybody in there? Hey, bitch. It's charcuterie plate. So, Jeffrey, how does it feel to be in deep like?
It's fun. It's interesting.
That's a non-word.
It is. It's very interesting. I don't think I've.
Interesting means everything and nothing all at once.
I've never taken the baby steps.
Okay.
So anytime all of my relationships, we were friends, and it was just like, bam, full steam ahead. But this one was like a
intentional.
Courtship. Intentional. Oh my god.
Intentional courtship is so fucking sexy.
It's intentional courtship.
Oh, it's so hot. Flick a
very
nipple.
Intentional. And it's fun.
I just want to let the record to show. If we
I
go
be
back,
doing stuff. I'm real romantical.
Jeffrey, we knew. So if we go back, I know Jeffrey misremembers this, so I'm gonna have to send him the clip. There was an episode about 6 months ago when me and Lulu called this. So I just want exhibit A and B, us. We're not going to say I told you so. We're just going to say we're happy for you, friend.
I mean, can I not be complex?
Yes, that's what we're fighting for. You said it was real simple, and you just want some fucking money. And we said,
oh,
we know you.
Well, that's because the money didn't come. The light came. If it was listening, I'm listening.
Jeffrey, don't talk. Okay, JLo, don't talk yourself out of this. Okay,
yeah,
you ended up. You're gonna watch us like, excuse me, bitch. Yeah, excuse me, bitch. So Jeffrey's in deep like, Lulu's in love. I'm outside. So if you see me at Pride tomorrow on the float, yeah, that was me.
It's summer. So
and that means you got your chance no matter what. Man, woman.
I know. Being pansexual is very interesting because I be forgetting I'm a little gay sometimes.
Because you said I'm outside, but then you was like, I'm at Pride tomorrow, so that opens the door.
I'm everywhere. Yeah. So here's the thing. I was thinking the other day, what if the man of my dreams is a stud?
Ooh.
Backpack,
I had a stud cat call me the other day.
And you might have thought about it because some of them are sexy as shit.
A stud, she was like, oh, you got some nice legs. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she said, your calves look better than mine. She was a butch stud. So.
Did you see the video I sent you about when because the studs be low-key having the best bodies?
They always do.
And so there are so many fine ass studs. I'd be like, am I a nigga? Like, what's going on? And did you see the video I sent you of the stud who took off her
with
shirt
the titties
and her tank top?
And her boy was like, damn!
Titties are big. Studs have such big titties, but here's the thing though. I know a lot of studs in DC who got knocked up by their homies.
Yeah, that happens frequently.
Damn, Lulu, I'm not sure we can say that. It's pride. Pride just started.
What does pride have to do with the fact that
studs getting dicked down by their homies don't feel very proud?
So are studs like gay men, meaning like they just be like,
I thought studs were gay women.
No, my bad. Are they similar to
like gay men?
Yeah, are they similar to? Here's my thing. Anywhere masculinity lives, it's gonna be some fuck shit.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I say all the time, I'm pansexual, but I don't date masculine. So to me, I don't even feel a difference. Y'all call it different things. It really don't. I'm not even gonna hold you. A straight man who knows how to give head and finger, and a stud who knows how to strap up, I'm gonna split the difference. So for me, as a pansexual, straight men and toxic studs feel very the same. Now, when a stud is emotionally intelligent, I'm like, oh, this is a lesbian relationship. An emotionally intelligent stud feels gay. Because it's like, oh, you really are a woman, right? But like when you dating a bunch of fuckboys on either end, you really don't feel the difference. Sexually, even the way that they gaslight you, it all feels very redundant.
They will gaslight you.
They will.
However, they'll do it differently depending on.
Oh, there's a new term that I taught. By the way, the Own Thy Shift class is now registering for people to join us. Summer24.eventbrite.com.
Remember it.
Yeah, right? I really want you guys to come. Will you guys come for this one? Every Wednesday for free.
Which day?
Wednesdays.
I could do
what
Wednesday.
Times?
What time? Yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 7 Pacific.
Oh, we just got to tap in?
No, seriously.
Absolutely.
Do you know how much people pay for this? I'm offering y'all for free.
I'm down to try.
And the thing that's you are great at being a plus one friend. And the thing that I love about the class is that every week leading up to it, I do like a free game class for those who can't afford it but who are on the fence. This week's free game class was about Darvo. Have you ever heard of Darvo?
No.
We've heard of gaslighting. We've heard of love bombing. You guys know what those two are, right?
Not love bombing.
Love bombing is when somebody courts you and overdoes it with affection so they can manipulate you. So they lay it on thick so they can make you dependent on them. But they don't.
What is wrong with people?
It's happening.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Love bombing
happens like before.
It happens a lot.
Before 36.
No.
It happens after, yeah.
It happens after too.
You gotta want to do the work, people.
Exactly.
No, you gotta want.
I guess toxic person on the show.
I think it's because I've done the work. I've done like
whose work? Wait a minute, Jeffrey. Whose work?
Now I don't say I always apply the work.
Okay,
but
that's called willful ignorance, friend. Okay,
but I've done the work.
So Darvo is the term of the week. I feel like Mr. Rogers. Today's week's term is Darvo. Darvo stands for. First, I'm going to ask you if you even experience this. Have you ever caught somebody red-handed lying? Like,
yes.
Okay. Damn, Jeffrey. Jesus. Jeffrey.
Just almost jumped out.
For somebody who's on the work.
Tasha has called said person out for their lies.
For those who don't understand what Darvo is, imagine the scenario that we all know. You're dating somebody that you really fucking like. You think this might be a good person for me. And because of that, you look away from the red flags until the evidence is like, damn. God himself has said, this nigga lying, right?
Yeah,
You catch somebody red-handed lying, so it's not a matter of if you did it, it's I just want to know why you did it. And during the conversation, you're thinking, damn, I know they're usually charming, but there's no way they can get out of this. Aha! What ends up happening is, first they deny it, like, no, that video is not me. That's your beauty mark and the hickey I gave you last night. Okay, it is me, but why the fuck are you looking through my phone? So they go from denying it to then attacking you for finding it.
That's gaslighting, right?
No, it gets worse.
Oh.
Then after they deny it and then attack you, then they say the reason why I had to do that thing that I said 5 minutes ago I didn't do at all was because of how you act. And this is a perfect example of how you act. And by the end of the conversation, somehow, even though you have a tape of them doing something bad, they're asking you to give them an apology.
Yeah.
That is called Darvo. Darvo stands for deny, attack, and then reverse attack a victim with offender. So if you go into an argument with somebody where it's objectively they're wrong, and they first lie, then come after you as if you're the bad person for finding out they lied.
That person's
and
part.
then they switch places, and by the end they've convinced themselves, like they believe this shit, that you owe them an apology. That is literally called Darvo.
Yeah.
And so many folks don't know what to call it. Once you know the name for something and you can Google it and look it up, it makes it harder and harder for it to happen to you again. So I want the word of the week to be Darvo, guys, because Darvo happens even with good people. Because here's the thing, we say narcissistic, right? Narcissistic attacks happen from two groups of people. People who are narcissists, which is only about, 5-10% of the population, and people who've had a lot of loss, I almost did my middle finger, and people who've had a lot of losses who need a win. So it's not just narcissistic people. People who've gotten a lot of L's tend to mimic narcissists because, like a narcissist, they're hungry for a win. It's not just narcissistic people.
Oh, that's JLo.
That's JLo. JLo did Darvo. She denied that she was Asian and couldn't sing. She attacked us for pointing to the vocals or like thereof. And now she's the victim and we're the attackers for saying that she was mean to us for 30 years. JLo did Darvo. Oh shit.
Wow, full circle.
Full fucking circle.
Oh, who's the outro?
JLo's gonna sue.
Gonna sue us, right? Like,
No, us, pronouns matter. You. Okay. So
called her 60?
You called her 60.
Oh my
She's only suing us for that. So I want to quickly ask you guys, what do you guys feel about Darvo, and has it ever happened to you, and have you ever done it? Be honest.
yes and yes.
We knew.
Sorry, Jeffrey. I definitely yes. I always admit this. I've had currently 3 very serious relationships in my life, and I always say the one that I most apologize for was my second one, because that's when I was the bad guy. Like at the time I was just young and dumb and doing it, but looking back, I know that I was the worst version of myself, and I definitely Darvo the fuck out of several situations in
Damn,
that.
Fred. Damn. No.
Yes, no.
How many crimes are you admitting to, Jeffrey? How many times have you
I can
Darvoed?
own them. JLo, take accountability. I can own them. Like, I know for a fact, like, yes, I think to both people contribute to the breakup or downfall of a relationship, but I know if it were like on a scale,
Darvo is singular. It's a
I
one-man
know
job.
that I absolutely did the most and the worst.
Do you want to apologize to anybody on camera?
I apologize. I will apologize to forever for that. I'm not gonna say the person's name because I don't want to do that. But yeah, I absolutely take full accountability and apologize so much for the immaturity, number one, immaturity, and just stupid gaslighting, Darvoing, and whatever else term there is.
Love bombing, making meals.
Did it all. And let me tell you, I got lucky at that time because through it all, they stayed.
And they didn't fight you?
Didn't fight me at all.
I will say this, guys.
Yeah, the third one is where I was Darvoed.
Oh, wait, wow, there's a list. But here's the thing, though. when you've Darvoed, then when it happens to you, at least for me, I Darvoed somebody for 5 years. Pause. And when it happened to me, I was like, oh, is this what it look like over here? I don't like this seat. Like, it don't feel so good, but I didn't get upset. I was like, fuck, karma got me.
Karma.
So my thing is, a black man in particular, in the day and age we're in right now, who can admit that it was immaturity and insecurity and whatever else that made him Darvo somebody who was good to him, you being able to admit it means that's why I fuck with you. Because to me, without acknowledgement, that we can't go anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's very evolved. A lot of people will die never even admitting they made a mistake.
Listen, I know what I was doing every time I left the house.
That falsetto be telling him every time.
Every time.
First Brian, now
Sopranos.
what's up with y'all in the Sopranos when y'all get caught?
Because, and the thing is, nothing wrong with saying I was wrong. Like, I was, again,
You were
yes,
selfish.
there were some things that, of course, they contributed, but
Because they're people, they're human,
yes,
they're flawed.
but
yeah.
I will say the things that were contributed was reactive off of what I did.
So you can admit that a lot of times people who are
yeah.
manipulative will focus on your reaction, but not the thing you did to elicit the reaction.
Yeah, it's like Israel.
Like, why are you being so angry? Because you cheated
Because
on me and
literally,
snuck off with
but
another
you-
bitch? Like, I think I'm allowed to be angry about that.
Yeah. They're like, but they.
And then, third relationship, that's where I was Darvoed, and I felt like karma was paying me back-ish. But I was a really good person.
So was the person you Darvoed, babe.
Huh?
So was the person that you Darvoed.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's irrelevant, unfortunately.
Wait, I don't like that.
The truth? You don't like the truth? He said, bitch, too concise. I like it. I like it.
But yeah, so I've
Being a
had it
good
done
person
and
is
I've done
irrelevant
it.
because we hurt good people every day. So
Lulu,
if we can
have
do
you
it to
done
them.
and done it?
He said, Lulu, up to you, bitch. Your turn. He said, I don't like that. What do you mean it's irrelevant? I'm a good nigga. Okay, hit it.
I actually don't think that I've ever Darvoed anyone.
I've been up. No, just playing.
Oh, shit.
I had a Darvo moment one time, and I remember thinking like,
Bitch, you full of shit.
I got to do this reverse card on Uno, like, because I'm like, what? It's a long story, but I did Darvo in that specific instance, and
You caught it.
I like watched myself do it because I was like, bitch, you got to do the reverse. But I don't think that was the nature of our relationship.
Nice.
I actually don't think that it's ever been done to me, but I have had a lot of
Even during
friends
that
where-
relationship where you said you were being gaslit?
No, because he would never I think the part that was different is being turn it on you and being like, oh well,
Yeah.
you did this.
Because Lou like to fight. You ain't going to turn it on her.
Right.
You might make her slow down and like think for a minute, but you ain't gonna make her apologize.
When Lou starts going like this, you know, she about to.
ain't gonna make her apologize.
How much you weigh? How much
She
you
might
weigh?
be like, okay, we could dead it, but she ain't gonna apologize because
You
it's
saying
her
that
fault.
he denied and he attacked, but he didn't switch with you.
He never attacked. That was the thing. Like when he was caught.
Oh, so he's just a he's not even a Darvo. He's just denied.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
that nigga's just a liar then. That's easy. Okay, that's
yeah, he's just a liar. Like
I prefer a liar. You stopped where you live.
That would be easy.
Yeah.
But then
easy, but now I owe you an apology. Now you're taking it real far, my G.
My favorite thing is when my friend Lutasha Bradley came back to me and let me know. We were sitting at a brunch, and I said, "You're lying about this. No, you're lying about that." I was like, "Thank you, Lou, for calling him out on the lies."
No, I love that because
the lies.
here's the thing, Candy. Lies are built in fear, and I fear no bitch. And so now the incentive, fuck healing. There's no what are you gonna do? Beat me up? Okay, one of us gonna have to die. Like no, for me, it's like fear is.
She's gonna beat me up to one of us gotta die.
Right.
She said a knife fight.
Right.
That's how she got in her Uber. She got in her Uber. She said one of us gotta die.
Oh, Jeffrey, this is how fake news. Jeffrey set me up. ADHD. I was about to leave the house. My Uber got lost and canceled, and that's the only reason I was still home. He said, "You got a knife?" I said, "For what?" I said, "For what?"
This in the eerie text.
And he didn't respond. Lulu jumped in and said, "This is going left." Right. Lulu responded
Lou, do
and
you
said,
have a knife?
Right. I was like, "For what, nigga?" I did.
I just thought about it. That sounded eerie as fuck.
I was like, this is going in a direction.
Lulu said, "Okay." She said, "And what?" I can feel the stain.
Right.
So Lulu jumped in and said, "Two Tauruses about the lock horn."
God.
He wants to cut lime. I said, "Oh, okay." The fuck? What you mean I got a knife, nigga?
I absolutely yes, y'all.
I feel no bitch.
But the thing, it was Blue's response.
I said, "Do you want to fight?"
She said, "For what?"
She said for what? But at the same time, I knew she was gonna grab it. That's a friend. That's a friend.
But I need context. You know what I mean? And so
Christ.
Lulu said for limes, 2 Tauruses and a Cancer. This
Right.
we were all being our sign.
Yes.
And so I said, okay, my Uber just canceled. Let me run in. I run in. They assigned me a new Uber that's like down the street. I was like, oh shit. So I grabbed the knife and come running out the house holding a knife to catch my Uber.
Only one of us.
The Uber driver like sped up and then stopped. Like, she looks harmless, but there's a knife.
There's a knife.
So I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And I ran back in, and the knife was wrapped in a napkin and shoved in my purse. The entire ride, this man was so accommodating. He gave me, he unplugged his phone for his charger. He asked me how my day was. It was very nice.
I didn't think about how to text Red because Blue sent us her ETA.
I said,
next thing that
ETA
comes up is-
106.
The next thing that comes up is, Blue, do you have a knife?
It
wasn't, and it's a group chat. It's a group chat, so it wasn't like it was open. It literally, I put Blue, comma, so I'm talking directly to her.
My full name, the fuck?
Do you have a knife?
Yeah, no, I was like, nigga, it's 6 minutes. What
Right,
you're not
you're
about
like,
to do is
for
fight
what?
me over 6
And listen,
minutes.
you never know when a gay man is asking for something, you don't know what it's for.
I was
be
gonna
for
bring
anything.
it, but I might have kept it for myself. But what's interesting is that like, it's so wild to me that we are in this space where we can text stuff like that, and our minds default to goodness. Mm-hmm. That means emotional and psychological safety, because you know I was gotta bring it back. It was a very special episode of Reading Rainbow, right? I think we take for granted that all three of us assume good intent even when we're hurt.
Yeah.
Right? And so when you're in Darvo, when you're in a toxic relationship, people assume bad all the time, even when you have good intent. It's the inverse. And there's something demoralizing about that, because a part of you like, but how do you not see my heart? How do you not see how much I care about you? Like, why do you ever think that that would be the first thing you would think of and not all the obvious things before that? And for me, it's like, can I be around people who don't trust my heart? And I realized I might seem cold that when I cut people off, I don't ever look back. You got Jeffrey, you know, 25-year friendship. Not only did I end it after that conversation, I don't even check his pages. Like, I don't check anybody's pages. When you're dead to me, you're dead to me. The reason wasn't because of what was said, it's because I realized he didn't trust my heart. And I realized that for me, I cannot hold space with somebody who doesn't trust my heart, because you're always going to be looking for a problem for every solution. I could fix everything. You're going to always find something to be wrong. Can you guys be around someone who doesn't trust your heart? Like, honestly. Because some people don't care. They're like, oh, fuck my heart. Nigga, I'll fight you. Like, some people don't care. I really sincerely, my hard line is, the minute I've shown you my heart and you still don't trust it or don't even respect me enough to talk to me about it, I am not going to tap dance to make you believe what I've been showing you all along. It just feels undignified to me. But now everybody has that line. Do either one of you feel like you could trust somebody or be with somebody whose heart, they know, you know that they don't trust your heart? I'm fucking drunk. Go ahead. I was speaking in Spanish. Oh, yo, come on,
And there, look, there goes that skirt.
It's making Jeff's nerves so bad.
Jeff ain't seen a pussy since 95.
Jeff is gonna freak out.
This is not about that. Natasha, have you ever seen Blue's Question?
I've seen Blue's Question.
I have seen
her question.
Pride just started and Jeffrey's trying to run for pussy. Happy Pride.
Just said, I'm not trying to see pussy today. I did not come up here for that. Like, dang, it's Pride Month. Why I gotta look at pussy?
Ain't no pussy in Pride.
I have a budding rose.
That's the pussy, sir. Okay, we're drunk because we get
In
pussy
solidarity.
18 times.
Oh my God.
Why do we keep saying
okay.
pussy? Okay, no more. Can I have a napkin? I'm crying because you're not crying when I'm drunk.
So what was the question?
Have you
Nigga,
ever,
if somebody doesn't trust your heart, can you
Yes.
still be their friend?
Could you still
Help
be their
me.
friend?
Kaden, can I
they
get a
don't trust your
tissue?
heart?
I'm leaking on camera.
I feel like
I'm literally.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yo, the audio
Aren't you
listeners
the
are
wet
like,
one too, right?
Huh?
What didn't you were talking about wetness? Is he your wet?
Caden,
Oh, the
peek in,
mindset of
wave to
wetness,
this camera
yes.
right here, because this is where you left it on. No, this one. That's Caden, y'all.
Thank you, Kaden. Oh God, look, the producer's always become a part of the show.
Okay, Latasha, before Caden kick us out.
Right.
Right. This is the wrap-up question.
So
Jesus Christ.
I feel like that's a very interesting topic to me because I think that a lot of disagreements, and I know we're talking about dating, but I think a lot of disagreements.
No, relationships in general. Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. Because I was like, I feel like this happens in families a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Where people are like assuming the worst thing, and it's just like, why are you assuming? Like, why are you not, going towards understanding rather
Exactly.
than defensive? And so I was telling somebody about with LaRon and I with Master Splinter, I feel like we don't have arguments because we're and not saying we don't have disagreements,
But he trusts your heart.
but and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we're seeking understanding. When we're talking about something, we're seeking understanding, like, how did you come to this decision? Because I feel comfortable with him that my best interest is always in his, like.
Yeah, men in their 50s are starting better. I think my cougar days might be coming to a head. Because them 30, 35 and up boys, actually, no, them 30 and up boys, damn, I really am a cougar.
Okay.
They be wanting to fight. Everything is a daddy issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
So
Maybe
it's-
you have a mature man, to Jeffrey's point earlier. His lack of maturity made him Darvo.
Uh-huh.
And because Master Splinter is very mature, that's why he doesn't Darvo you.
Yeah. And so, and it goes both ways. Because, like, when you feel safe with somebody, if they did something, you're not jumping like, oh, this was an attack. Oh, this is disrespect.
It's contagious
oh,
grace.
It's
Yeah.
just like, okay, so, like, what, how did you get here? Like, what happened? Like,
Like,
what
I'm
made you-
confused, friend. How we get
Yeah,
here?
like, how do we get there? And then you can explain what happened. And so, because if I'm making a decision to be with you, for Latasha, I need to be able to trust you in that capacity. I need to know that you already do not have any ill intent for me. So if you do something I don't like, we're discussing for me to seek understanding, not because I need to defend, I need to attack, and vice versa.
Yeah, that's actually a beautiful point. Because it is contagious when somebody shows you that kind of love. Then you have the incentive to show it back to them.
So to answer your question is, romantically, I could not do it, but I deal with people in my life because I have family members who I feel like do that stuff like that all the
with family,
time.
you have to, yes,
And so you just have to. So like in relationships in general, yes. But like if it was a romantic relationship, because I feel like I could choose that, then no.
Yeah.
Same.
For me, like I said, could you be friends with somebody? I think one of the biggest things for me, I ride hard for my friends. I talk to people about my friends because my friends y'all are very sacred to me. Y'all are my family. Y'all are so close to me.
I was surprised you had siblings because you lived as like an only child. I was like, damn, he has
It's
siblings?
called middle child syndrome. That's another episode.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But like honestly, and again, Blue hearing of it, Latasha experienced it. Like one of my last relationships, like one of my biggest things that I thought when it ended was that these amazing people in my life, like I felt like, oh, I would lose the friend. Like the friends wouldn't be there. But because I've always been Jeffery. I've always been my
Your
authentic self.
consistency is masterful.
It really is.
Listen,
Yeah.
my friends know I'm crazy. It ain't
We
like
do.
I ain't hiding it. My friends know who I am. And just coming out of that, seeing that my friends just knew, I didn't have to explain to them anything. I didn't have to X, Y, and Z. Like my friends were there and they know who I am. That's why I'm like, I'm not friends with fake people. I have associates and people I'm cool with.
No, I've seen you at dinner parties at your own house call people fake. Like, damn, Jeffrey. Like, no, I like people who are real. You do some fake shit.
yeah.
Jeffrey gets offended by just even the semblance. I'm like,
don't like
you
fake
invited
people.
this nigga over here, right? Why you calling fake like that?
Like my friends are the best people on this earth. I really, and y'all
mean
are
that, too.
true. I really like. I have some of
No,
these
Jeffrey
greatest
means it.
people in my
I
life.
told Jeffrey that I put my boyfriend ahead of him if I was in a new relationship, and Jeffrey looked like he wanted to cry, and I felt bad. And my boyfriend's be trash, so I don't even blame him. But here's the thing that's interesting about, and I think this is why I wanted to do the show with you guys, is because I was thinking about guest co-hosts. I've had a couple people ask me like, why didn't you choose me? I know T. I'm drunk. A couple people asked me why I chose y'all to be the guest co-host and not them, and I realized it's because I could ebb and flow with you guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to find people who can be serious with you. It's one thing to find people who are fun with you. Finding people that you can do both is really rare. And I think the people who were asking didn't realize that they were really good at one thing, but there was a whole other leg that I need for the show. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so that comes from trusting someone's heart. It comes from, you guys saw me when I was neurodivergent and burnt out after working a long week. Like, you have to trust the people that you're with. The part of Darvo, and this is going to be provocative. Lulu knows you and I haven't caught up, but there's things to catch up. The part of Darvo that bothers me the most is the RVO. Because not only did you betray me and get caught lying to me and being duplicitous, now you're trying to co-opt my pain for yourself so that you can shark responsibility. Mm-hmm. I recently had somebody that I stopped speaking to who was very candid about their insecurities around money, about status, about all the things that make men insecure. Like, all men these days want to feel like they are the man, like they can provide, they have status, and that they're respected, and that their feelings aren't being thrown in their face because it's hard enough for a man to share his feelings. Mm-hmm. Even though, objectively speaking, I'm much more successful, we got into an argument, the person Darvo'd, and then judged me for all the things that they don't have. And I said, now, wait a minute. There was a broke bitch in this room, it's not me. So I think part of Darvo that I realized in that moment is the most infuriating is I'm the one, if someone had to be nasty and judgmental, I'm the one who actually earned it and I didn't use it. You haven't even earned the right to talk to me crazy and you're waving that shit in my face left and right. There's a certain ick that comes from someone not just lying to you, which I could get over a lie, actually. That's the funny thing. If you cheat on me, whatever, if we talk through it, get couples counseling, and you improve your behavior, I could actually forget that shit because it's just some pussy. You Darvoing me, though, you taking my pain and dismiss it or co-opting it, that bothers me. And I've been sitting with this for the last week. Why is it so bothersome when someone hurts you and then paints you as the villain? What is it about the RVO, the reversed, that makes it seem like a much worse offense than the thing we're even fucking arguing about? Mm-hmm. Because in my mind, when I think about why I don't fuck with this person anymore, it's not because of the lie that caused the conversation. It's not even because of the attack. It's because you made fun of me in all the ways that you told me was your worst nightmare. The boogeyman that you're running from is fucking you. And that, to me, I don't want to say it's unforgivable, but the version of you who did it has to die before I ever talk to you again. Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think about the reversal? Because that's the part where people tend to get lost. Like, wait a minute. All the things you said I couldn't do, you're doing them right now in my face. And Jeffrey, I know when you were Darvo'd, in particular, I mean, it's legendary. We're not going to get too much into it. How did you come out of feeling brainwashed that maybe you were the bad guy, even though now you know that wasn't the case? Because they always try to convince you that it was you in some way.
It's just, I always tell people, like, you don't know your breaking point. People love to say, oh, if I get in a relationship, oh, if you cheat on me, I'm going to leave. If you do this, and that. And you don't know until you're in these moments what you're going to do, how you're going to react. I thought I knew what my breaking point was, or I thought I knew what my line was.
I thought you didn't have one up until then.
Yeah, I really didn't until then. But then I hit my breaking point. And for me, it actually was something that, in my mind, I thought was very small. But for some reason, when it happened, I hit my point and I said, oh, I'm done with, I will not be treated like this. I'm done with this. And from that day, I made the decision to never, ever look back. And again, my friends, they're very honest with my friends. They were like, "Y'all, friend, we thought you was going to go back. Friend, we proud of you." Like,
yeah. Did he ever play victim though? Did he ever play?
Oh my God.
Right. The question very specifically is, how does it feel when the person who's caused you so much pain is now, bitch stole my look? Like, why are you acting like you're the one who's in pain?
You know what the truth is? I don't know. It doesn't. I think because I really made the decision, not the decision, oh, I think I'm gonna leave. No, I really said I am leaving and I am not looking back.
During, though, it didn't bother you?
During I stayed. During I kept going back.
So it was effective.
During it was effective. But it wasn't until I hit my line of like, no, that I was just like, I don't care what you say, I don't care what you do. I am not going back. I'm not opening that door again.
And that takes a lot of courage. People don't realize how much, because it's a death. It's a death of the life that I created with you and the version of you that I thought I was falling in love with.
I think the biggest frustration is a lot of times I've gotten, well, you should have like a final conversation or a closing of one last conversation.
I definitely disagree.
That's
and
not
for me,
safe.
I'm like, for what?
For optics. People like to be, it's called being virtue signaling, where they tell you the thing that looks good, but not checking to see if it's actually safe for you.
Yeah.
Not everybody needs to say goodbye. Closure just means that I'm clear about where I stand. It doesn't mean that I like what I know.
I don't remember exactly how it was said, but I heard anecdote or an analogy that was made in the sense of like when you're at a when you're at a amusement park and the roller coaster, is broken or whatever, you wait for them to fix it to get back on. But when you actually just leave the park and never go back, that's when the healing really starts.
Absolutely.
I'm botching it up from the way it was exactly said, but yeah, like I left the park. I didn't wait for the ride to get fixed and then do it again. I left the park. And
that's why I don't stalk people on social media once I cut them off. Mm-hmm. I like that I don't want to act like I don't know what's happening. I want to not actually know what the fuck is going on with you, because the opposite of love isn't hate, it's apathy. Mm-hmm. I'm not feeding my attention, because even if you don't know, I know, and it's still keeping me up at night. So I love that people who I don't speak to, it takes so long, Tauruses, and Cancer, you're the same way. It takes so long for me to say enough. By the time I said enough, the average person would have said it like fucking year ago.
Sure.
So like you've already earned it, so why the fuck am I feeding that? Lulu, how does it feel for you when someone switches places with you while they're victimizing you and they play victim? Because it infuriates the shit out of me.
Yeah, it absolutely is infuriating, because I am a Cancer and I'm super emotional. When I'm having disagreements with people, I really try very, very hard, like, to be clear, concise. I don't yell, I don't curse. Like, I'm like, we can have a conversation even if I'm fuming, because I'm like, I want to be extremely clear about what I'm trying to say, and I want to be extremely clear about where you're coming from as well. So when somebody does a reverse and now that they're a victim, and I'm like, how have I attacked you? Because that's another thing. Oh, you're attacking me, and that's another like trigger for me anyways, like with microaggressions. Like, oh my God, you're attacking me. And it's like,
scary big black ladies coming for me.
Yeah, this is all you really have at this point. Because
I've heard Latasha raise her voice
only when I'm laughing.
She gets stern. So for her, it's not the octave. It's the sternness. No, she clenches her jaw like a fuck nigga, and then
I lean forward.
She leans forward, and the questions get shorter.
Yeah.
So it goes from why are you upset to why. Yeah. No, I've seen it. It's a sternness more than she's squaring up, actually.
I am kind of squaring up.
Squaring up.
And it's funny because it's funny you say that, because I got into it with a family member recently.
Male or female?
Female.
And okay, let's just say we don't want to say that you only beat up on men.
No. And so, but my brother was telling me, he was like, when your voice changes, he was like, I could tell that you're upset. And he was like, and you also like, it is less words. Because he was like,
it's about to be noises at some point.
Yeah.
Them Detroit girls.
But I try to be really intentional. I try to be really intentional about when I'm upset, I want to choose my words wisely, because words do hurt, and I don't want to say something that I don't want to come back from. So that's why, people go on whole they give dissertations when they're angry and want to yell and da da da. I'm like, no, I'm gonna say like, what did you mean by that?
I'm the same way. The word that came out was pathetic, and I was like, I can pay rent and I'm pathetic.
I don't know when the last time somebody got me that mad. I don't get mad easy.
But here's the thing, though. You're also not
2 weeks ago.
You're right. It happened to me 2 weeks ago. Also, 2 weeks ago. I see you, friend, fighting for our lives.
Because I've learned. For me, I've learned.
But Jeffrey, you have bimbo privilege though, because nobody wants to fight Rose.
And I refuse.
No, you do have. We're more like Dorothy and Blanche.
No, for me though, also I refuse. I don't argue with brick walls because it's something I can realize. You're not even gonna hear what I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to get a Jeffery or right out of it. I just want you to hear what's going on. But when I realize you're not letting a word penetrate you, you got it.
That's bimbo privilege. Yours. You play stupid very well. I've watched you do it.
Because I'm not arguing with a brick wall. That's stress. Stress kills.
But it's not even about arguing. Because what
you act like you can't read, friend. Like you go complete possum. Like what is high now, brown cow?
He said Ray Charles.
I don't see it. And Ray Charles is both blind and dead, friend. Like you go all the way out.
I'm not doing
Nobody's gonna believe that me and Lulu didn't hear you. So you have bimbo privilege.
I ain't got time for this. I'm not doing this.
It must be nice to be pretty and gay. That should be the name of the episode.
Pretty and gay.
No, but. I think I agree with what you said, because a lot of times when people are unkind to me, I know it sounds so sensitive. I can deal with you being mad. I can deal with you being even mean. Knowing that you're using words to make me feel less lovable is where I check out, because that's unkind. So saying, you stupid, blah, 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 whatever, like I can deal with that, but words like, you're pathetic. That's nasty. Words that are meant to, even if it doesn't work, the attempt to rob me of the thing that I have fought for the hardest, fuck you for life. You know what I mean? And so for
somebody
me,
has called you pathetic before.
Somebody called me pathetic 2 weeks ago, who I could have called pathetic and never would think to.
Yeah.
The gag is, objectively speaking, you're pathetic, right? But I don't think you're pathetic. I think that you're a person in between blessings, and I would never judge that. And I'm championing you. So the fact that
person in between blessings, bitch. I'm leaving.
Right. come back.
Just said me and my khakis are out of here.
You are a person in between blessings. Bitch, that's a read.
Yeah, that is a read.
Blue, that is a read. You know too many gay men. That was a read.
No.
You are a person in between blessings.
But you're not pathetic, though. We're all just human beings doing human shit. Is not the tagline of the show.
I need to go to the restroom.
I have to pee so bad.
Okay.
A person in between blessings. What's the nastiest read you ever? I got 2 from this show. One from you and one from you. Oh
well, on that note, you guys know you can find Jeffro at Jeffro5, Lulu at Lulu19. I'm at Blue Centric. This show has gone totally off the rail. I'm going to have to bribe our producer. We're all drunk because I don't know what kind of moonshine Jeffrey put in these drinks.
My God.
Just remember that whether you're between blessings or not, we're all
Full circle. Because JLo is definitely in between.
Don't be JLo. A bitch is producing this episode, huh? Even
I love
drunk.
you, JLo.
My
love don't cost. It does cost. Actually, I'm sorry.
31 million.
High
31
price.
million.
Yeah, so whether you're a person between blessings or a person in a space of self-mastery, please join us for the On Thy Shift Self-Mastery course at summer24.eventbrite.com. That's summer24.eventbrite.com. Every Wednesday starting July 10th. Please, I'm going to send you guys invites for 2 hours on Wednesdays. And we'll teach you how to say stuff where people can trust your heart and not feel like they have to judge you in between blessings.
2 things before we leave. Number 1, guilty 34 counts. That criminal does not need to be in the White House.
He can't vote, but so why can he run?
Cannot vote, but can run. Mm-hmm. Come on, let's look at this. And a person in between blessings.
Whoa, wait a minute. How me and Trump, how I get it?
That was a.
It's the truth.
Guys,
I'm not judging you being in between blessings. Why the fuck you judging me for winning?
You don't understand how just casually that just rolled off your tongue.
It was sincere. A bitch. Okay, Lulu, say goodbye. Lulu, you have anything you want to say?
No, bye y'all.
Lulu about to pee on herself. Bye y'all. Love you.
Like y'all talk about the